Alrighty. Should be back in business here, ladies and gentlemen. Back with another Vegan Gamers live stream. A little bit of Warcraft free action. Some ladder climbing. Some practice match. It's a Friday night. Currently 8:08 p.m. Pacific Standard Time in the Great Northwest. There was a balance patch. I think it was a balance patch. It was just a patch, generic patch. Came out 6 hours ago, or at least this post from Pete Stillwell, developer, was from 6 hours ago. Just gonna quickly browse over it. I'm not too interested in very specific changes because I'm not super familiar with the existing balance details right now. He's claiming that there are many great improvements, balance updates, and you can officially install Classic Warcraft 3 if you own Reforged. So this is the first update since the Warcraft 3 Reforged announcement. And whoops, I forgot to pull up one of my chats. Quite possibly the most important one, the Proto Vegan channel. The viewers watching this live stream on that destination are in need of the most updating as to what the F has been going on with my activities. So just let me fix that really quick. I did unlist the archive from yesterday's stream just so that I don't spam people, plus I had some technical difficulties at the beginning of that. So if you guys are finding this archive, I'll probably leave it up for a couple days on the Proto Vegan channel. And you're like, hey Hengest, what the hell's been going on with you lately? Yes, I did change the focus of my main channel, formerly known as Hengest, and the reason I'm streaming there now is because I did launch a gaming channel, more appropriately network, considering how many platforms brands are on these days. But yes, it's called the Vegan Gamers, and it should be in the description. If you guys are only interested in gaming content and not interested in some of the environmental, animal rights, activist type stuff I've been posting on the Proto Vegan page, then just subscribe to the Vegan Gamers and you'll get the good old classic Hengest there and all that good stuff. Okay, so let's quickly go over these patch notes so I'm not totally in the dark about what's happening with this game that I love and cherish so much. Looks like it's mostly just software changes to Classic Warcraft 3 to accommodate the onboarding they're doing for the Reforged pre-orders. I'm looking specifically for balance changes just so that I know what to test out. Looks like we do have some bug fixes here. Breath of Fire translated in Italian. That is very important bug fix. Oh, here we go. Balance updates. Archmage, Brilliance Aura, level 3 mana regeneration increased. So I know that Brilliance Aura level 1 or level 2, or maybe both level 1 and 2 were recently nerfed. And so maybe they felt like Brilliance Aura was just nerfed too hard altogether, because it did kind of give starter heroes on human side unlimited mana. It was a bit imba before for like 8 years with level 1 Brilliance Aura, so this looks like just minor tweaking to make sure that the Archmage wasn't totally replaced. Yo-Yo says Flame Inhaler, gonna have your Reign of Chaos copy. I think you get Frozen Throne too. I mean, Reign of Chaos is great if you want to play the campaign, the story mode and all that. God, this chat pop-up plugin is just not functioning very well. I meant to sort that out today. I'm gonna have to look into that in more detail later. But yeah, dude, Frozen Throne is the game that everybody plays on Battle.net. That is, you know, that's what you actually play online. Some people play Reign of Chaos, but I think it's very uncommon. Sausage Fluff says, whoa, I haven't seen you in a long time, dude. Welcome, Sausage Fluff. It's good to see you again. You are on Twitch, my friend. So I'm actually streaming to like 7 different live stream platforms right now. If you would prefer a different one, just check out some of the description action on Twitch there, and you'll see like all the platforms I'm on. Hengest did some Monster Hunter World with Rory, but other than... It's been a while. Yeah, I haven't been doing gaming stuff for a couple, 3 years maybe. It's been a little while. Okay, so it looks like we have a treant damage nerf here, but super minor, 16 to 15. I mean, come on, what's that really going to do? In my opinion, the thing that's most OP about treants right now has been the HP and how easy it is to creep and harass with them. Entangling Roots, that's a pretty big nerf, because that's CC duration. 1 second of CC in Warcraft 3 is a long time. got slight intelligence buff. Pit lore. Okay, these are really, really small changes, but for a game this old and this refined, it's not surprising that these changes are so minor. Tauren Totem. Okay. Priest. You know what, guys? I don't think there's anything big here. Oh, actually, this one. Cannon Tower build time reduced by 10 seconds. That's a pretty big deal. And his gold cost was reduced. Basically, nobody uses cannon towers in yesterday's build, including the pro players, just because they're so expensive. Maybe we should experiment with some cannon towers today. They, if I recall, do siege damage, so putting them in an opponent's base is devastating if you can pull it off. This might make that a little bit easier to do early game. Night Elf, balance changes, Huntresses, base damage has been slightly nerfed. Sentinel, this is the Huntress ability, isn't it? Upgrade again. Oh, I'm actually not sure what this is referring to. Druid of the Talents, like gold buff. Glaive Thrower base damage decreased. That's a pretty significant nerf to the Glaive Thrower. If you guys watched yesterday's stream, I got rushed by somebody massing Glaive Throwers on tier 1, and I got destroyed by it. I felt like that was insane damage, and so that's a pretty significant damage nerf to those units. Acolyte base movement speed has been reduced. I also got killed by somebody massing acolytes. He built a necropolis right outside my base and built like 30 acolytes and defeated me with the total cheese strat. So that's a pretty significant nerf, I think. It's kind of an arbitrary stat. Wand of the Lightning Shield. Duration has been reduced. Wow, it's been sliced in half, but... Oh yeah, it's just a straight up nerf on the Wand of the Lightning Shield. I didn't get the impression that that item was particularly strong to start with, so maybe it was and I just didn't notice. Geej Music from the Proto Vegan channel says it is the Proto Vegan. I never intended to be to take that as a title for myself. I actually just wanted to invent the word proto-vegan. My goal is to have that word added to the English dictionary at some point in time, just to kind of differentiate somebody who is like natural born and raised vegan versus somebody like me that became vegan later in life. In my case, I think it was age 22. Zeki says, I remember watching you in 2011 on Twitch while you had like 50 viewers, and it was a lot back then. Yeah, I was streaming on Twitch before Twitch was Twitch. You might be referring to Justin TV if you remember that. I'm actually an original YouTuber. I was making videos about video games on YouTube before you could even profit off of it. You know, before you could become a YouTube partner with gaming videos. That's how long I've been doing it. And we jumped on live streaming. I jumped on live streaming when it was first available, and it was this new undiscovered uncharted territory that you know, basically no one understood it. And I was streaming. Wow, that takes me back. I could beat myself up about all the missed opportunities and how popular I could be if I was just consistent with my own brands back, you know, like in 2011, but that's not really productive. And I'm happy with where I am right now, and I'm doing pretty well in life, in my opinion. So, you know, life is all about choosing which opportunities you capitalize on. And I just did not capitalize on the Twitch.tv opportunity when I had the chance. I don't really regret it, personally. Geej Music just said, Tassi, a follow on Twitch. Which do you prefer we watch on YouTube or Twitch? If I had to pick, I would say the gaming YouTube channel that I have. It's youtube.com/thevegangamers, just because I'm trying to build that, and that's where I intend to be the most active, because I just prefer the YouTube VOD system to Twitch or even, you know, Facebook. Facebook, though, if you pay attention to it, they are going hard on building a gaming community right now. They're trying to get Twitch streamers and YouTubers to start posting gaming content to Facebook. So there's a lot of incentives for gaming creators to do that right now, because it's like really easy to grow on Facebook. And just looking at their tech, I mean, I've been trying to stream to Facebook since long before they even had HD live streaming on Facebook. It was really, you know, underbuilt. And now it's looking super solid. I would have to say right now, Facebook is the platform I'm most excited about after YouTube. But YouTube is so oversaturated, it's so hard to break through the noise, whereas Facebook doesn't really have that problem. And you can also pay to win on Facebook. A lot of people don't realize that. Alright, so once again, guys, Warcraft 3 is my favorite PC game of all time. And I got really pumped when I saw the Warcraft 3 Reforged announcement. Oscar the Mower Man is now following. Thank you, Oscar, for clicking that follow button. Appreciate it. So I decided that I actually want to get good at Warcraft 3 because they're basically modernizing the game right now. I'm sure Blizzard Classic team is hard at work doing that, and it really excites me. This game and Smash Bros. Ultimate are the two games in the world that I am most interested in playing right now. Alrighty. So my preferred race is Umanu right now. And my secondary, I would say, is Night Elf. Then Orc, then Undead. My Orc and Undead skills are really weak, mostly just because I don't know the strategies very well. But if I'm matched against a player of equal or lesser skill, I can still do those. The issue is that I'm almost always getting matched against players that are more skilled than me, just because of the nature of this community and how old it is. But that might have just changed, because as I just explained when I started the live stream, I didn't see who just followed me right there, but thank you. Everyone who pre-ordered Reforged, which I'm assuming is a significant number of people now, can play Warcraft 3 Classic. So I think we're going to get a lot of noobs logging in, like first timers. So that should be very interesting. Alrighty, so let's start this out. Play human. The only notable human change I can recall, two of them, Brilliance Aura level 3 was just slightly buffed. Actually, it's not that slight, it was a pretty significant buff. And then the Cannon Tower build time and cost was significantly buffed, so I think I'm going to have to build a Cannon Tower here today and see what that's all about. I would like to experiment with that. So this is a 1v1 map, very tropical. I don't know the name. That's one of the things I need to work on, is memorizing the names. RTS is kind of like FPS in a sense where if you know the map, you have a huge advantage. Like, you just know the creep path, the most efficient way to gain EXP, and the most efficient ways to traverse the map. And when you get on really next level, there are elevation mechanics in this game, like, you know, Anakin versus Obi-Wan on Mustafar. It's over Anakin, I have the high ground. That is a total factor in this game with ranged units. So ranged units that are shooting uphill have a very high probability to miss their shot and deal 0 damage. And ranged units who have the high ground are going to hit 100% of the time. So if you actually know the elevation points on the map and where to engage with your ranged units, you can really secure an advantage that way. That's why I love Warcraft 3 so much, is because of all the little intricacies. Alright. Very standard opener. probably get early rifles here. I really don't know how to play this map, as I was just explaining. I don't think I've played this map since I came back to Warcraft 3. So, this should be interesting.
Ready for action. Say the word.
So I think that the Reforged players just got access to Classic 6 hours ago. I know that they plan to do it December 1st. Is there a November 31st this month? Or is tomorrow December 1st? Okay, so as to be expected, Blizzard made it available a little bit ahead of schedule because they don't want to clog the servers by having everybody line up, you know, at 12:01 tonight. So people can get their installs and get in game if there's going to be a line. I'm sure Blizzard is hoping for a beast turnout of people logging into Warcraft 3 today and the next week. And I'm sure that will have a pretty significant impact on what sort of investments they make for the esports scene. Whoa, what the heck? Did he take my item? Oh, he's making me wish I got Stormbolt level 1. Just a Death Knight, pesky Death Knight. Doesn't have boots of speed. Looks like level 1 Unholy Aura, considering how fast he's moving. So he can't really steal kills off me unless I'm really not paying attention. Just scouting. Seeing what my hero selection is. He can't have oh, he does have death. Oh shit! He sniped my ogre kill and he got the circlet, so this is not good. Jackass. There's not a lot I can do. He got every single one of those kills. I'm gonna research defend because Crypt Fiends deal piercing damage and he already has a Crypt Fiend. Looks like he's skipping ghouls. So I should be able to hard counter those Crypt Fiends with defend. But I actually just got hard countered on my creep route because he jacked most of my experience and my item. I'm not used to that happening. I think this player was level 22, if I recall. So, looks like I have my work cut out for me. I'm level 7 right now. Adding more players to the population should definitely improve the matchmaking. Because right now I think there's a little over 2,000 players online, so there's not a lot to choose from in terms of, you know, finding players of equal experience. It is said in ancient texts of prehistoric technology that the proto-vegan phases in and out of our dimension. This is the reason we see so little of him. Well, that's very creative. Oh my god, look how many Crypt Fiends he has. What the heck? Well, I have the defend. Gonna need... yeah. I supply log myself. Just gonna go straight from my shop. This is an all-in Crypt Fiend rush. And without using militia, I don't think I can deal with this.
Righto. Wait till you see me in action. Ready for action.
More work.
Righto.
Death coin, my damn footman.
Wait till you see me in action.
Say the word.
Job done.
Orders.
Aye.
Say the word.
Give me something to do. What's next? Yes, me lord.
I'm gonna need a tower here.
Yes, me lord.
See if he lets me get that up.
What do you need? Right.
What is it?
Should have gone in for a surround when I had the chance.
Brilliant.
Orders. Say the word. What do you need?
What? Oh,
There's a cooldown on the call to arms.
Say the word.
I think he's just sniping my footies with Death Coil primarily. But I'm basically boxed into my base right now because he just went all in on Crypt Fiends after taking most of my creeps.
Our town is under siege. Aye.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to save this shop.
I'm Lord.
I'm coming through.
Yeah, I probably
What
am.
is it? Yes, wait till you see me in action.
He's playing quite well. It's pretty clear that this player is more experienced than I am.
Give me
Say the word.
Yes, me lord.
But it's one thing I've learned in Warcraft 3, it's to never surrender. That's really a good policy to have in life.
What?
Just don't quit, ever.
Brilliant.
Say the word.
Aye.
Not doing a lot of damage with those storm bolts, but
Put him away.
at least it's something.
For you.
Aye, my lord. Yes, ready for action.
Should have that tower up in a moment.
Give me some upgrade.
I'm not getting any kills either, so
Wait till you see me in action. Yes, me lord. What's this?
Yes, my liege.
this is actually pretty damn good practice for me.
Move it. Put him away.
Ready for action. Orders. Aye, my lord. Say the word. Of course.
Ah, just cancel my clarity because I'm not microing correctly.
What do you need?
I'm just a little overwhelmed here, to be honest.
Yes, my liege. Aye, my lord.
He's already tier 2 with his Lich out.
Orders. Right.
Pretty cheesy strat. I mean, it's
On my way. Aye, my
very
lord.
standard
On my way.
undead.
Say the word.
Just Crypt Fiends is the bread and butter of your army. Death Knight, early harass, and then Lich DPS. At this point, unless he makes a catastrophic mistake, I'm not really going to be able to come back from this, unfortunately. But at least I have a couple towers here.
Orders. Right. To arms!
Yeah, the defend works well against the Crypt Fiends damage, but
Yes, my liege.
against that spell damage, it's not going to do much.
Right. Aye, my lord. On my way. What do you need? Orders. Aye, my lord. Right.
It's pretty frustrating that
On
I
my
can't
way.
kill his hero
Aye,
all this time when it's so low.
Yes, my liege. Right.
Forward.
What do you need? On
He's
my
wisely
way.
staying out of range
Aye,
of my
my lord.
towers,
Attack!
like a jackass.
You want some? Put him
Yes,
away.
my liege. On my way. Aye, my lord. Let
Wait
me
till
at
you
it.
see me in action. Aye.
What do you need? Right. Of course.
I'm coming through. What is it? Aye.
Yes, my liege. Say
Brilliant.
the word.
Give me something
Orders.
to do.
What do you need?
Aye.
Hell of Crypt
Yes,
Fiends.
my liege.
So Blood Mage is probably the appropriate response here,
Aye.
Orders.
because his spell damage is the biggest problem. That and whatever he's building right now that I'm not aware of,
Orders.
because I'm
Ready
not
for action.
able to
Yes,
scout
my
him.
liege.
Aye.
Say the word.
So I just kind of have to guess what he's building right now. Probably has an expansion.
Wait till you see me
Um,
in action.
So the best counter
Aye.
Orders.
that I have available would probably be some
Ready
casters
for action.
and footmen,
Yes, me lord.
just to take out those
Alright.
fiends.
Yes, me lord. Righto.
Hmm.
Off I go then.
Then some
Yes,
rifles
me lord. Off I
to
go
deal
then.
with any air
Say
units
the
that he
word.
produces.
Wait till you
Yes,
see
It's
me in
obviously an
action.
uphill battle, but I'm not about to
You
surrender
need-
yet.
Yes, me lord. Done. All right.
Burning.
What is it?
Make sure I don't block myself in here. Oh, I did.
Yes, me lord. I can't do yes, me lord.
I am here, mortal.
There we go. Just get a couple more footies out.
Sherado.
Did I not build a black? Oh, here it is. Looks like he's transitioning to destroyers.
Here.
Aye. Give me some
Yes, my
done.
liege. Sprattle
What is it?
bores me.
I'll get some
Ready
dragon
for action.
Dragonhawks.
What? Off I go then. What is it?
I don't think destroyers are immune to aerial shackles. I guess we'll find out.
Say the
I
word.
should know that.
Job done.
So my plan is to basically hunker down, use footman defend, and hope that he makes a mistake here.
Right. Do you see
Drain some mana where I can.
Aye. Wait till you see me in action.
Ready for action.
here.
On my way.
Wow.
Give me something to do. Load him away.
Not enough.
Oh, when I'm through. Brilliant.
Damn it, I should have had this around.
Comes for you.
Putting these footmen in a separate putting the footmen in a control group with the Mountain King was a mistake, just because of defend.
Wait till you see me in action.
And obviously missed my blood mage there. Hello, you, says Alex Vera. Hello, Alex Vera.
Aye. Give me something to do. Load him away.
And some Warcraft 3 here, man. Getting my ass kicked by an undead all-inning on...
Coming through. Brilliant. Load him away.
Okay.
Not enough.
Huh?
Brilliant. Load him away.
Yeah, what are you seeing?
I'm coming through.
On my way. Aye, my lord.
Oh yeah, here he is. Adam's asking if I'm excited for Warcraft 3 Reforged. I am excited for Warcraft 3 Reforged. Probably guess that's why I'm playing. The issue I'm having right now is that I'm just getting matchmaked against players that are more experienced than me, and that's pretty frustrating. I mean, this is a much better way to improve than playing against people that are worse than me, so I shouldn't be complaining.
Yes, my lord. Give me something to do.
If you would just die today. But, nope, he's got that frost armor. He is playing so conservative, considering, you know, the advantage he has. I feel like more footmen at this point is just feeding. He's already way ahead of me on EXP. Mountain King. Let's just get the blood mage. Oops, that interrupts the channel. So I know the destroyers are coming, but Dragonhawks can't deal with these crypt fiends.
I'm coming through. Death comes for you. Load him away. What is it? All right. Give me something to do.
Oh, what the hell killed my MK? Yeah, to be honest, this guy's kind of trolling me a little bit. He's just trying to drag this out, and I would rather get a new match and, you know, have a better chance of winning. So I'm just gonna GG this. It's unfortunate when players, you know, don't end the game when they should, because it just ends up wasting time on both sides. I wouldn't consider that prematurely quitting. It's more so just like mathematically, I'm in my base. He obviously has an expansion. Destroyers are coming, and he's trying to drag it out. Not worth my time. But yeah, so the appropriate response was to better micro in the early game so that I didn't get my creeps jacked like that, which really set me back. Kept me at level 1 for a long period of time. And then I think my biggest problem with that match was just proper micro. But also, I had too many resources in the early game. If I had more footmen, I could have dealt with those early crypt fiends and just surrounded his Death Knight and dealt with that situation a lot better. But that's just a matter of experience and knowing how to counter those all-in crypt fiend rushes, which is an ancient strategy, by the way. Crypt fiends are like super easy to play. They require very little micro. Web is auto-cast, and they just have a ton of HP and they deal a ton of damage, and you can build them really fast, as you saw there. Personally, I don't really like undead that much. It doesn't appeal to me. I think it's more so their themology than anything else.
Yes, my lord. Right.
Alright, let's try this again.
What is it?
Considering starting the Archmage.
Alright. Righto.
Hengest, fan since TGN and BGT days. Glad to see you're still kicking and doing well. Well, I'm glad to see you, Stefan.
What is it?
All you guys, old school viewers that did not see my stream yesterday,
What is it?
yes, my lord. Almost certainly subscribed for gaming reasons. I'm just going to be streaming to this channel, you know, I don't know how long. Couple weeks until I feel confident that everyone has gotten the update that I do have a gaming channel, and they understand more or less why I decided to rename the Hengest channel and change the content focus there. So with anything online these days, social media related, it takes a while to disperse a message to an audience that is largely dormant or large. And considering my activity level over the past few years, my audiences are spread few and far between, and also dormant because I'm just so inactive. So I wanted to make it clear to everybody that I am gaming again. I do intend to be quite active on my gaming channel, and please subscribe if you are interested in that. Also, 2018 live streaming software, I'm just blown away by how powerful it is. It is amazing. I can stream to 7 different platforms at once and have no lag. Kenneth Ochoa. Okoa? Just followed. Thank you, Kevin.
This had better be worth it.
Alright, we'll start Water Ellie and just start our creeping.
Say the word.
Oops.
What do you need?
Get your ass over here,
Say
footy.
the word.
What is it now? You require my assistance?
So water elementals weren't changed. The only thing about Archmage that was changed was level 3 Brilliance Aura, and I just want to see if it's stronger than it was before or not.
Yes, my lord. What is it?
Ooh, nice drop. I will not complain.
Yes, my liege.
Early Blade Master. Looks like I'm going to have to get an Arcane Tower here.
More work.
He's probably going to try to deny that as soon as he can.
Ready for action. Orders. What do you need?
Some Dust of Appearance would be nice. Where's the nearest shop? It's right there. I can militia creep that. In fact, I think that's what I'm going to do right now. And just try to
What do you need?
minimize the amount of damage that this BM does to my
What do you
economy.
need?
You
Say the
require
word.
my assistance? What?
Oh shit, this was not handled very well.
Job done. All right. Right out.
Ideally, you want to have that water elemental tank
More work. All right. You require
as much as possible. It's alright
Ready
though.
for action. What do you need? Say the word. Yes, my liege.
more work.
So we really just did this for
Job done. What is it now?
What do you need?
Well,
the Dust of Appearance right there,
you require my assistance?
so that we can deal with this BM. Now, having a certain amount of footmen against the Blade Master is pretty keen strategy,
What do you need?
just because it allows for those surrounds, and he's actually quite squishy
Ready to work.
early game.
What do you need?
Squishier than average, I would
Say the
say.
word.
But
What is it?
that does not mean he is easy to kill because he
Yes,
has
my
so
lord.
much
Ready
survivability.
for action.
What?
Ah, supply blocked again.
Yes, my lord.
I gotta say, that's my biggest weakness as a player right now, is just supply blocking myself all the time.
All right.
Upgrade complete.
Get on.
Yeah, the software has gotten so much better, says
Yes, my
Adam.
liege.
You require my
Are you at all interested in the new Smash Bros. Game coming out next week? You know me, Adam. Of course I am.
On my way.
I have been practicing Smash 4. I'm better at that game right now than I ever have been.
Yes, my liege.
And I am pumped for Smash Ultimate.
What do you need?
I must say, I was a little underwhelmed by some of the early stuff that they were putting out.
What is it?
You know, particularly the graphics and the similarity that it has to Smash 4. But that's not to say that I'm disappointed. Smash 4 is actually my favorite Smash game. And I'm also not surprised because I was expecting a relaunch
Well,
like they did with Mario
you
Kart.
require my assistance?
Just because Smash 4 is... It doesn't have many flaws, I'll put it that way. Who do I think I'll main in Ultimate?
Ready for action.
Off I go
I
then.
can't say because I haven't played the game yet,
Well,
but
what is it?
What do you need?
here's the big but.
What is
Donkey
it?
Kong is probably my favorite character,
Get on.
and Link is probably the character that matches my playstyle the best.
On my way.
You require my assistance?
But I do love Mario. I have a hard time maining Mario because, like, everybody has a Mario main, it seems, or a Mario
Well,
Say the word.
that they can play quite well. You know, if you go to a tournament
Orders.
and you play as Mario, you're definitely going to get some mirror matches.
On my way.
And mirror matching to me is something that I've just never really enjoyed in video games. Doesn't really matter what the game is. So basically what I'm saying is that Mario is just too popular for me.
well,
Orders.
I'm too much of a hipster for Mario main.
what is it now?
But I do love
Say the
playing
word.
it.
Yes, my liege.
I did begin my Smash 4 experience by maining Diddy Kong. And no, not because he was obscenely overpowered when the game first came out. I just really liked Diddy. And I was playing him before it was common. Once again, yes, I'm a hipster. Can't you tell by my glasses? Kenneth Ochoa says 1v1 me in Melee fam. I'm actually not that great at Melee, at least not compared to some people I've seen that are freakishly good at Melee. It's, when the GameCube was around, I was much more of a PlayStation gamer. I did really enjoy Melee, and I played it with homies, but I didn't take it seriously. Smash 4, Smash 64 are the games that I took seriously. Alright, what am I gonna build? So he's Orc. I know nothing about his build. Oh, what a great drop right there. Give me that. And I don't want to have to destroy those gloves, but the Blade Master might take them. I'm gonna chance it and get out an MK. You know, I'm feeling Spellbreakers. I've been playing Spellbreakers quite a bit. And I really feel like I underestimated Spellbreakers historically. No, don't die! God, that dumbass footman. Ran in like he owned the place. I'm gonna lose another one here too. That's fine. Frees up some supply, because I do want to get some SBs. But I wasn't planning on losing that many. So I think now would be a decent time to expand. This creep camp is so beast. Better get a good drop out of this. Eh. I have seen some players use Cloak of Shadows in ways that are dumbfounding. But I am not on that level, so because I am not on that level yet, I don't particularly like Cloak of Shadows. Just need to work on my micro some more. More SBs and some priests, maybe some sorcerers. Sorcerers actually should be a higher priority than priests because whoa, not that many. Because they hard counter the Blade Master, which if you've played Warcraft 3, you probably know that Blade Master is like 50% of the Orc army's damage, depending on his items and his experience. He deals insane damage. Well, they're finally embracing competitive for reals this time. Nearly every character looks extremely viable, and they promise regular balance, says Average Adam in the Proto-Vegan channel. Yeah, I thought they were going to do that with Smash 4, though, because they launched the game with a tournament, basically, that was put on by Nintendo. And I just don't feel like Nintendo really capitalized on the esports potential of Smash 4, because it is an esport. Like, it's that level of balance and design. It wasn't there. Why did I build 2 barracks? I guess maybe I'll transition to knights later. I'm gonna power build. I am actually super vulnerable at this moment because I don't have a big enough army, but I'm currently producing Spellbreakers, so mostly what I need is anti-airs just to cover my bases. Let's get some rifles out here. Yeah, to be honest with you, Adam, oh, this is bad.
Job done.
Get on with it.
Yes, my lord. Forward.
Still have the option to cancel this should he bring his army down here. Oh. So the SBs actually hard counter Blade Master as well. How many peasants did he get? Looks like he got 3 peasants. That hurt.
Forward. What? Off I go then. All right.
Maybe should have parked my units over here.
The blood elves await. I smell
Just
magic.
get a couple more rifles.
Job done.
Sakurai has always said that Smash is not meant to be a competitive game. This is the game he finally gave in because so many people wanted it. I don't think it was due to popular demand. I think it was due to corporate pressure. I agree with you that he basically has taken the position that Smash is for fun and not for sport. And he's made that pretty clear historically, but he does not own those IPs. He does not even own the Smash IP, or Kirby for that matter, so he's an employee, unfortunately. And creative people like that, they can be very difficult to work with. So I'm sure that Sakurai is difficult to work with, but he's so talented. I haven't seen anything from this player but Blade Master so far. You want to stop that?
Yes, my lord.
Stop him! Oh, he doesn't have the mana to even get out of here right now.
Wait till you see me in action.
Okay.
Upgrade complete.
I smell magic in the air.
Give me something to do.
I
Brilliant.
can't even wind walk
Wait till you
because
see me in action. Oh, what a
of the arcane tower just hard countered him. I think this might be one of the Reforged pre-order players
what? More
right
work?
there.
Yes, my
What a
lord.
contrast between my last opponent.
Aye.
Hmm. Madness says, you know, maybe you want to build a mana tower in your expo for the Blade Master and hello.
Job done.
I'll take your advice, Mr. Madness. Thank you.
Wait till you see me in action.
Looks like the arcane tower fucked him up pretty bad right there. So should repeat that strategy. All right, so I said I would transition to knights, but I'm feeling a little uncomfortable without any anti-air outside of those two rifles. So let's just play it safe. I'm playing way too passive, but that's because I'm trying to talk about Smash and interact with my friendly viewers.
Upgrade complete.
In what server are you playing, Northrend? I don't know because
More lumber is
I just don't know. But I do live in US West, so I think it's Lordaeron.
Give me something to do.
I'll let you know as soon as I get out of this match. Why, you want to practice with me, bro? Do you think we're on the same skill level? Because I'm down.
Town is under siege.
Wyverns.
Yes, my
That's a
lord.
problem for me. Because I don't have enough riflemen to deal with that.
What? More work?
Yeah,
Yes, my lord.
problem. Ooh,
Righto.
that's nice. Very nice
Wait till you
drops.
see me in action.
So I've got to think quick on my feet here. I have water elementals
Yes,
and
my
I
lord.
have
All right. Our town is
Yes,
under
my lord.
siege. All right. Righto.
some rifles.
All right. Forces are under attack.
I'm your shooter.
What is it now?
Dragonhawks shouldn't be too far behind.
What
Did
is
he
it?
cancel my aviary and I just didn't notice? But as I learned yesterday, Dragonhawks are not that great unless
Yes, my lord. All
you
right.
have enough of
Forces are under
them.
attack. Give me something to do.
Damn you! Hmm.
Ready to work.
Getting harassed here pretty hard, boys.
What is it now? You require
Wait
my
till you see me in
assistance?
action.
What?
Give me something to do.
So I'm gonna park
Ready to work.
my ranged units
Well? What?
What?
next to this
Aye.
gold mine
I'm
and
coming
continue
through.
creeping.
Put him away. Build
It
more
seems like
Give
it's
me
all he has
something
going
to
for him right now is those wyverns, but I shouldn't assume.
do. Wait till
I'm
you
just
see
kind
me
of
in
judging him
action.
based on
Ready
that
to
Blade
work,
Master
done.
mistake he made earlier.
Job done.
On with it.
Aye.
But my failure to build anti-air is a pretty blatant mistake as well.
Get on.
What is it? Yes, my lord. Yes,
Of course,
my
I
lord.
have excuses.
Ready to work. What is it? All right.
Any chance at Dragon's Dogma playthrough? I gotta be honest with you, dude. I don't even know what that game is.
What is it?
Right now, my plan is to
You require my
Um,
assistance?
Ready
That's
to
enough
work.
rifles.
See me in action.
What is it?
play this game and Smash Bros. Ultimate and see what sticks from there.
Yes, my lord.
So, whatever catches my fancy.
Ready to work.
Let's get another
More work.
aviary out
Get
here.
me righto.
And some Dragonhawks. Dragonhawks are just such a safe bet.
Give me something to do.
And I need to use these units. I need to go
What is it?
bust up his expansion.
Give me something
Actually,
to do.
Well,
Ready to Our forces are under attack.
you require
if I TP that and he doesn't flee in time.
Perfect.
Looks like we got headhunters here. Spellbreakers will make quick work of that. He's getting hella peasant kills and damaging my economy, but
You require my assistance?
okay. Tier 1 plus wyverns.
Fine.
Wait till you see
The
me
blood
in
elves
action.
Well,
await.
If I just have a little bit more time,
Ready to work.
Be quick.
I'm gonna hide these for now. I can just totally
what is it now? What
Give
is
me
it?
something to
take
do.
those wyverns out of the equation, and if I get off a couple good thunderclaps,
Ready to work.
Well,
I should be able to win that
What is
fight
it?
pretty easily.
Your farm.
Blood elves.
What is
Serious?
it? Off I go then. What? Yes, me lord. All right. Off I go then. Ready to work. Me lord.
He's seen the Dragonhawks.
Where must we fly?
Just lost one. Okay, I have to play
require my
aggressive.
assistance?
Otherwise, he's just gonna chip away at me with this garbage.
Under attack. Brilliant.
Get on.
Ready to work. Put him away. Move it.
What is it?
Our town is under siege. Give me something to do.
You require my What is it?
Wait till you see me in action.
You require yours.
Coming through. Job done.
Well, well, fine. What is it?
Yes, my lord.
And roll.
Damn it, I lost my MK.
Well,
Come on.
what is it?
Got level 6 on the Archmage.
Get on.
The blood elves.
Glad I
await.
decided to go for those Spellbreakers.
I fly.
Alright, that could have gone a lot worse.
Fly. Blood elves.
You have a good night, Hengest. We need to get together for some Smash in the near future. I plan on streaming it a lot on my channel as well once I figure out the Switch audio delay in slobs. I don't know what you're talking about.
You require
I
my
don't have my Switch yet. It's in the mail.
Well,
But yeah, you still have me on Discord, right,
Where must we
Adam?
fly?
So
Be quick.
send me a
Clear
message
the skies.
on there. I don't know how far he's going to go into the Wyvern strategy now. He's seen to have the Dragonhawks, so I don't want to overcommit to that.
On with it. Fly.
whatever.
Res this damn Mountain King.
You require my assistance? Get on with it.
I thirst for magic.
What is it now?
Spellbreakers just beasted him.
quick.
So he's obviously going to have
Well,
the troll,
you require my assistance?
the tier 3 troll headhunters. I don't remember their name.
Blood elves.
Get on.
Very soon.
Fine.
And those are going to give me more problems.
More
So
lumber
I
is
think
required.
that I should just try to end this game as soon as
Easy.
possible.
More lumber is required.
Maybe I should take
Our
longer
town
to
is
res my
under
damn Mountain King
siege.
next
Get
time.
on with it. I fly.
More work. Off I go then. Righto. All right. Off
Got
I go
one of
then.
them.
Prepare to fly. Winds guide me.
Come on. There's 2.
What is it?
Well, perfect.
Oh, I forgot you
Where
can't
must we
target air
fly?
units with this. Good thing I got this
Orders.
footman.
On my way.
Just gonna send that to his base, teach him
What
a
is
lesson.
mana?
Yes, my liege. Right.
You require my assistance?
Alright, can we get that MK already? I think the natural next choice would be Griffin Riders at this point.
What is it? All right. Our gold line is
Well?
running low.
Streaming in the Nintendo Switch through Elgato Capture Card with Streamlabs, there is a 2-second audio desync when this is. It's a pain to deal with. You'll find out
Get on
soon.
with it.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with that. We're gonna have to do this fight without the Mountain King, probably.
Ready to work.
I can hardly wait.
So, traditionally, if you get level 6 Archmage, you should be able to end the game right away. Just because the map presence is so powerful.
Require my
Job done.
Piercy does not want to fight me here.
What is
All right. Brilliant.
That item was just nerfed into the ground. So, really doubt he has an expansion to the south.
Well,
What is it?
you require my assistance.
Be quick, human.
With the Dragonhawk Riders,
Research complete.
What is
I can just disable those towers.
I can hardly wait.
So that is what I will do.
What
Oh
is
shit, I haven't researched it yet. How long is that going to take? Remy's Fig is now following. Thank you, Remy.
Require my assistance.
my powers are ready?
So, I'm obviously winning this because I have an expansion and he doesn't.
Clear the skies. Be quick,
And I'm
human.
also playing like shit, but
All right.
What is it?
can't be too hard on myself.
What is it?
Here we go.
Prepare to fly.
Wait till you send me a map.
Oh shit, I don't have any dusty appearance.
All right.
What?
Research. Put him away. Give me some. Brilliant. Wait till you send me a map.
There's that level 3 Brilliance Aura.
All right. Give me some.
Thankfully I was able to kill him before he got away with that moonwalk because I didn't have any dust. That was a good game. Alright, see you later, Adam. Bob San says, I'm guessing you watch the Twitch chat most. Well, I watch whichever chat is active the most. The most active, I watch that one the most. And right now that is YouTube. But I don't really care which platform you guys watch on. I just would prefer that people subscribe to my gaming channel because that's, you know, my new project. And I see you migrated over. Hey man. Formerly known as Plash Taitoka. It's good to see you. There was something I was going to check, and that is what server I'm playing on right now. How do I check that? I think it's at the login screen. Should be Lordaeron. Because you are not connected. Oh. I doubt that's true. US West. I guess they don't go by the realm names anymore. Just US West. So what level am I? Curious if I'm gonna get matchmaked against any super new players. How do I check that? Oh, if I join a channel, I think it will tell me. Man, they need like a profile. I can't wait to see what they do with the reforged UI here at Battle.net. Okay, so I'm level 8. I'm a freaking peon. Bobson is curious, what do you work when you're taking breaks from the internet? What do I work on? Well, this past hiatus I took, let's see what happened here. So I acquired an apartment complex in March of 2017. And then I parted ways with TGN literally the month after that, just about. So in the time that I've been restoring a property and learning how to be a landlord for like a little over a year now. And I wasn't very active prior to that because I was working on social media projects for a company that I was consulting for. That was what I did after I left Squadron. So I'm kind of one of those people that doesn't do the same thing for a long period of time. You know, I don't see myself having a job for a few years, more than a few years. I definitely don't want to have like the same job for 10 years, you know what I mean? I like to do new things. I did do some work in the cannabis industry, starting in Washington State back when that was legalized. Didn't really lead to big opportunities for me. Unfortunately, that's a long explanation. Most of it's industry related. And right now, my center focus is veganism. So I'd like to start a company centered around veganism and hopefully sell products, food products in particular. I really have no idea how to start doing that because there's so much regulation about selling food, you know, on a massive scale, especially processed foods. But that's something I'd really like to do going forward. So, you know, building a vegan-centric following online is a good start while I figure all that out. You know what I mean? But obviously, you know, gaming is a part of me. I've really struggled with that, you know, making peace with that for a few years now. And I just recently decided that, you know, I'm just going to keep making gaming content because I'm playing video games. And if I'm playing video games, then I might as well be making content. You said that it looks like TGen was suffocating me. I wish that this chat was popping up next to my face here. It's pretty frustrating. I'm going to actually try to fix that right now in a second. Yeah, that kind of alludes to what I just said about not wanting to do things for several years just because I get bored. I need to be learning new things. So where is that? Chat box, there it is. If that works. Huh? Didn't seem to work. I'm gonna have to spend some time figuring that out later. Yeah, you could definitely say that I outgrew TGN. I don't really want to get into specifics about that. I learned a ton working with TGN. I worked on a number of different channels and projects, including on stuff outside of YouTube. I learned how to basically manage teams and manage corporate budgets, and I dropped out of school, out of college to do that. And I don't regret doing it because I value work experience, professional work experience, corporate working experience, more than I value a bachelor's degree, which, you know, I have siblings that have bachelor's degrees or master's degrees and friends that have them, and I don't need them to tell me that it was a waste of time, although sometimes they do, in order to see that. That's obviously not the case for everybody, but I would say in 2018, most employers, people you would work for, jobs you would like to apply to, value work experience way more than they value degrees. Some of that is being popularized by just the sheer number of super successful entrepreneurs and executives that don't have degrees. People like Elon Musk. Actually, he does have a degree, but actually, Elon Musk is quite educated, but he's probably the #1 spokesperson for the unimportance of degrees in the workforce. It's a very controversial subject in the United States. I look at it as education is an industry like any other. It's a way for people, entities, particularly universities, colleges, to make money. And money corrupts everything. It corrupts education, it corrupts the government, it corrupts everything. So whenever you're in a scheme like that, it's best to self-educate, in my opinion. I don't really want to get too far into that right now. It kind of got me off on a tangent, but yeah, I definitely did outgrow TGN. It was only a matter of time. Having connections beats any degree. Definitely. Connections can be a little bit overpowered in a sense that if you have the right connections, you can abuse them. Say you have a relative that is super successful, maybe owns a business and or is an executive at a big corporation, or whatever, you know, politician holding public office. Certain connections can actually hurt you because it just makes things too easy. And when things are too easy, then you end up being a weak person. You know, it's difficulties, hardships that make people strong. And when you go through life in easy mode, then you don't develop that grit, that resilience that you need to actually succeed in the real world by yourself. My parents did a pretty good job with that. So my parents have 4 kids. The first 2 kids they spoiled rotten and gave them too much shit, you know, bought them new cars and paid for their degrees and all that. And then my dad saw, wow, my kids are too spoiled. And so he raised the last 2 kids, I'm the youngest, with much less privilege. Like, my parents didn't buy me anything when I was a teenager, hardly. I got a job when I was 15. I was making money before that, you know, in whatever ways I could, and just figuring out how the system works. So I have certain strengths that were afforded to me because I wasn't handed everything on a plate. I'm a self-made person, if you will. And then you'll hear that from a lot of people that, you know, why is my search taking so long, by the way? This is strange. When you're handed too many things in life, like, you abuse your connections that you have. Even if you have connections, that doesn't mean you have to abuse them. You end up being a weak person. So you pretty much just woke up. How long do you plan on streaming? I can't very well miss this, since who knows when you're coming back again. Well, actually, I've streamed for the past 3 days. This being the 3rd consecutively. And you can always watch the archives. I mean, I'm not going to be able to answer your questions in real time when you watch the archives. Which, what I'm doing right now is I'm taking the best match of each stream and posting that as a VOD on YouTube and Facebook. That's my strategy. Oh, you won't watch all the VODs. So, I don't have an official streaming schedule yet, but I do plan on streaming anytime I'm playing video games, which means I should be streaming most days out of the week. But you know me, that could easily change depending on what's going on in my life. But I would say right now I'm feeling pretty charged to do a gaming brand. I don't want to say I want to build something like TGN, because I don't. TGN is actually a network, it's an MCN. But I do want to build a collaborative channel like what I wanted for Squadron that is localized. So that means personal friends in my personal life making videos. Right now the idea that has me most excited is getting a couple vegan friends of mine. I don't want it to be like only vegans on this channel, but I want to take a couple vegan friends of mine to a local Smash tournament and film that IRL and catch everyone's reactions IRL and post that stuff. Because I doubt hardly anybody's going to be doing that for Smash Ultimate, and I do expect those videos to take off. So stuff like that is what's got me excited. Bunch of people bullying Big C. Is that your takeaway of what TGN was? People bullying Big C? Unfortunately, it did happen. Curtis is an easy target. I don't think I bullied Big C. Big C's a sensitive person. I do think about him every once in a while. I mean, inevitably when you do collaborative gaming content, people get bullied. That's just human socializing. I actually have a lot of regret because I wouldn't consider myself a bully in grade school, but I did bully a little bit. And so I've made amends for all that and have since kind of taken a firm stance that whenever I see bullying, I want to put a stop to it. True Patriot on the Proto Vegan channel says, "Hey Hengest, how have you been? Was just about to ask if you'd upload this afterward. Thanks, man. About to sack out." Yeah, so subscribe to the Vegan Gamers channel, youtube.com/thevegangamers, and you'll find all of the archives on that channel. And they'll also be on Facebook and Twitch and all that, so it's not hard to find the archives these days. Why is my search taking so long? What the hell's going on? This is the first time this has happened. Maybe the servers are experiencing some congestion. I'm gonna try relogging. You guys are sacking out early on a Friday night, by the way. It's only 9 p.m. PST, bro. Come on. Sad says it's 7:14. Let's see, what time zone are you living in? 7:14 a.m. Obviously Europe. Going to assume that is Western Europe. Considering you're speaking English, it helps to reinforce the theory. I'm not good with time zones. I don't think anyone's good with time zones unless they work internationally hardcore. I think that we're experiencing server congestion. Let me look up really quick. Where would that be? Warcraft 3 forums? Probably the patch notes comments would be the best place. Or the Twitter. Let's check Twitter too. Ugh. I have too many social media accounts. Warcraft 3. Reforged. Oh. They changed the name of Warcraft 3 on Twitter to Warcraft 3 Reforged. Let's see. No, they haven't tweeted for 2 days. Interesting, considering they just patched the game. This is the official account. Huh. It's interesting. I don't know what the hell's going on with these matchmaking times. Bulgaria. Damn, man, what is that like in Bulgaria? Does everybody speak English in Bulgaria? I'm curious. Is it uncommon for people to not be able to speak English as a second language? Huh?
You just straight up said it sucks.
It sucks in Bulgaria.
Oh, they have really great rose water. They have great roses.
Great roses. Yeah, I'm looking on Google Images right now of Bulgaria.
It looks so beautiful.
And I'm seeing beautiful countryside. Do you get out much, man?
You should go hiking.
You gotta go hiking out. Look at this scene right here. Look at that. Looks like some scenes we have around here, except I've never seen that many flowers at that altitude in this area. Beaches. I'm not gonna stream that just in case there's some shit that pops up that is not safe for work. Looks like your winters are pretty hardcore. Most young people speak English. It makes sense. It is the language of science and technology. Second most popular language in the world after Mandarin. I suppose if I am going to pick up a second language, it makes the most sense to learn Mandarin, but I'm working on Spanish right now instead. True Patriot says, sounds good, appreciate it. Oh, excuse me, I already read that comment. Robert Holguin says, hey dude, longtime fan. I've loved you for so long, ever since I was a little kid. Remember when you first started your BGT videos, loving your new vids. Keep up the hard work. You love the new vids? Are you talking about the vegan stuff? Because my impressions of those vegan videos I've been posting is that people are like, what the fuck is he doing? But hey, your generation, considering you were a child when I was putting out Battleground Tactics, your generation is considered to be the most receptive to veganism. So perhaps you, my friend, are enjoying that new stuff genuinely. Thank you for supporting my work, and thank you for the words of encouragement. Bob-san, oh, the nature is magical, but the country is a bunch of criminals. I have never heard... never heard of that about Bulgaria. I've heard that about Australia, although I think they've kind of stopped their crime days. I don't know what their crime rate is like, but you often hear about Australia that it is founded by criminals.
Wait, is it Nico Bellic?
Nico Bellic is a Russian, if I'm not mistaken. But pretty close. Bulgaria was part of the USSR, if I'm not mistaken. I have to double check that. Was Bulgaria part of the USSR? Well, obviously my computer is listening to me. Freed from the Soviet domination, but not part of the USSR. So it's more like a colony of the USSR, but not officially a part of it, which means they probably got taxed, but didn't get any benefits. That is some bullsmack. Robert says, I'm not vegan myself. I love meat, but I definitely respect it and would love to start growing myself when I get my own place. I mean, you want a vegetable garden. You're very right. It's primitive and it's very soothing in some way. Yeah, man. Gardening changed my life. Look at this queue time. This is absurd. I wanted to garden for a long period of time. Probably a few years I was wanting to garden. And I finally got around to it in the spring of 2018. And that changed my life. Just because I instantly connected right there with the process. And it was like I remembered. I regained knowledge that was millions of years old, lying dormant in my DNA. About the meat thing, though, dude, loving meat is common. In fact, that's probably top 3 most common reasons people are not vegan, is because they love meat. But what those people tend to not realize is that plant-based meats today are very, very similar in taste and texture, and they also are a lot healthier. They don't make you feel like shit. They don't slow down your bloodstream. They don't cause heart disease or erectile dysfunction. You know what I'm saying? So try out some plant-based meats and see how you like it. See how you like it. Guys, I don't know what to do. I was not expecting having this queue time issue. I think the servers might have died. And there's no updates that I can see on the Twitter, definitely. What should I do, Sweet Tea? I'm not really set up to play another game right now. This is literally the only game I've been playing. This and Smash 4. Last time you played Warcraft 3, you lost to an easy bot. Dude. I'm pretty sure you can beat the easy bot if you just build towers in your base and wait for them to suicide into the towers. But understandable. Warcraft 3 is a very difficult game to play. It's very high skill, very demanding of your attention span. That's why it's very difficult for me to stream Warcraft 3 and win, and also monitor a bunch of different chats. Victorian Rail Heritage, hello, good to see you again, my friend. That is our vegan activist from Australia. We were just talking about Australia, actually, and how your ancestors were a bunch of criminals. Love you, dude. Zad says, have you ever tried Hearthstone? I have. That one popped up. I just don't get it. Hearthstone does not float my boat. But it is one of the very few games I would say actually plays better on mobile than it does on PC. You could tell that it was built for mobile from the start. Well, either I'm going to play against insane bots right now, or Sweet D and I can do a 2v2 against comms. I'm trying to train her how to play. You're not really on the stream mic. She doesn't want to play. She says she can play, but she's really bad. Try the easy bots, they're killers.
I think they've upgraded the easy bots.
Sweet D can handle the normal comms if I instruct her.
You have to babysit.
But I have not introduced her to the insane comps yet, which, by the way, are actually cheaters. And I looked it up.
Play it for them. I'm sure.
Insane bots get twice as much gold as a player. They just legit get 200% income compared to players. Can I have more cider? So you want me to 1v1 an insane bot? I guess that's what I gotta do, because the server's dead. Show my GF. GF is not a possession to be showed, but she'll definitely be on the channel eventually. That's why I got the S on all my URLs. Plural. Vegan gamers. She's very camera shy, but we're getting around to it. Son of Abyss says, I love your username, by the way. It's very clever. I'm not going to show the cider because one of these days I'm going to get on YouTube Kids. I'm just going to mysteriously refer to it as cider, full knowing that it could very well be just apple cider.
You show this.
Oh yeah, I could show this. How about that? Look. Oops. That is a bottle opener, ladies and gentlemen. Actually really high quality. I don't know where that came from. No more hots. Not that I mind. I stopped myself a long time ago. Yeah, I burnt out on that game really hard. I had high hopes for Heroes of the Storm. Hello, Fiji. Hello, Fiji. Beautiful Fiji. So Squadron, I'm not going to share details about it because I did sign some NDAs, and I also, just out of respect for my former colleagues, I don't want to share too many details that are personal. But our strategy was extremely hero-centric, as you're no doubt aware. And I was not only managing the project, but I was also a star. You know, one of the main personalities. So that involved me just being completely consumed by Heroes of the Storm. I think I do still prefer the game to League of Legends. Although not in solo queue, because I could actually carry a match in League of Legends, whereas it's like impossible to do that in Heroes of the Storm. As a 5v5 game, I think Heroes takes the cake. It's just, there are so many issues with that game, from the matchmaking to the fundamental philosophy of the game, to the marketing, to the timing that it hit the industry, that it just did not ever reach the level that it deserved. Let's see, which 1v1 map am I really weak on? I don't think I've ever gotten Ogre Mound online. I'm weak on this map, Plunder Isles. I keep losing on this map. Isn't it awesome that all booze is vegan? I had high hopes for HOTS, but it's absolutely disappointed. That's 2 questions in one, bro. Son of a bitch. All booze is not vegan, by the way. Wine, you would think, is all vegan, which is my favorite alcoholic beverage, because it's just grape juice. But in fact, wine is ancient, and historically we have used like pig intestines for some of the processing, which is disgusting, and it's still commonly used today.
And fish bladder.
Fish bladders, you know, they basically use animal organs for processing wine, which is really barbaric and outdated, not particularly cleanly or sanitary, and it also restricts the product from being vegan, which cuts down on your consumer base. Just no reason to be doing that in 2018. And there are also some beers and ales that also use animal products. I would say most alcoholic beverages are vegan. They're derived from obviously plant-based ingredients, but some of the processes are not vegan. Haas is absolutely disappointed. I spoke to Dustin Browder, the game director, about Heroes at length over some... we were just speaking about wine. The wine was fantastic, and it just kept coming. I'll put it at that. This was at a Heroes influencer meetup thing at BlizzCon. No, it was one of the tournaments they were doing in Las Vegas, and we got pretty friendly. No homo. This is another way of saying we were both pretty boozed up. And he was sharing with me some of the details about Heroes and, you know, some of the opinions that the other executives had in the company. Keep in mind, Browder is not an executive, he's a game director. So he, you know, he's not like at the top of the corporate ladder. And out of respect for him and for Blizzard, I will not share some of those details, but he basically told me what was going on internally with that game, and I felt so bad for him. Just because this dude pours his heart and his soul into his work, and he's so passionate and he's so talented, but that game just did not get the recognition it deserved internally and externally. Like, it just got shat on by the gaming community in so many ways, and it still is getting shat on. I mean, obviously TGN bet big on Heroes of the Storm, Squadron, all that. We thought it was going to replace League of Legends. That obviously did not happen. I still think the game is great. It's just never going to catch up to League of Legends or Dota 2. And obviously Blizzard knows that. So not only that, but Heroes of the Storm is a PC exclusive game in the 21st century, when that is an extreme minority of gamers. You know, like the younger generation, the largest generations of gamers in human history, not very much history to look back on. You know, they're not PC gamers. I mean, obviously some of them are, but most of them are gaming on tablets. And
Damn, people want all the tea. This guy,
I'm sorry.
TG Music, said, did you leave TGN because of Emmett Kelly's
Where are you seeing that? Oh, that's on the Gamers channel.
I must safeguard.
Did I leave because of Pally Time? No. No.
I stand ready.
Look,
Well, there it is.
Create
so
more.
Is now.
whenever you work
Command me.
with...
Kalimdor.
Must target a tree. What are you talking about? I'm targeting a forest.
The time
Whenever you
is
work
now.
with people that are in the public eye, Walter is a very sociable, you know, loves to be the center of attention kind of person. It's kind of a prerequisite to being a streamer or content creator. There's a lot of drama, right? Because it's just it's a very personal thing, and those people tend to be dramatic in the first place, and that's part of the reason they're popular. Drama sells. When you just look at the top creators, the top videos on YouTube right now, I'm not accusing Walter of being a drama queen.
For Kalimdor.
You know, it's just inevitable that you're going to have drama with a group of gaming content creators, and Squadron was no exception. That's not actually what caused me to leave Squadron. I left Squadron for personal reasons. I wanted to change my role within the company I was working for so that I could learn new skills.
Is now.
I had already maxed out my live streaming, gaming, gaming video creation skills. At least that's how I felt about it at the time. Like, I wasn't learning anything new, and I was stagnating. So I transitioned to the other platforms. I have so much gold right now because I'm just trying to converse with you guys about so much shit. So I started working on Twitter video, Facebook video. I started working on other brands that were not gaming related. That's just what I wanted to do. That's why I left Squadron. And obviously the team, you know, I was the manager at the time.
So shall it be. By the Spirit.
That didn't go as smooth as I would have liked because
Is there danger?
I was just doing so much, dude. Like, I was working probably
Well, there it is.
70-hour work weeks. Just a rough estimate. So when you take that amount of resource away from a project like that, with my skills, which, I mean, without sounding too arrogant, are pretty much irreplaceable. How many people can manage a budget, manage a team, live stream, and be good at video games all in one? That's like a, you know, you can't just exactly hire that person as a replacement. So, not surprisingly,
Your building is
that my departure from Squadron destabilized some things.
The time is now.
I guess I'll leave it at
Is
that.
there danger?
But as far as I'm concerned, Walter and I are on good terms.
Naturally.
I don't have any beef with Walter. Walter is MF Pellytime's real name, by the way.
So shall it be.
research
For
finished.
Kalimdor.
From my perspective, we are close because we've spent so much time together. We've traveled together, worked on projects together for years.
Naturally.
I don't have any ill will towards Walter.
Nature.
I wish him all the best in his adventures. And I still consider him a friend, although we don't talk, we don't collab. That's my position. Obviously, I don't think I've stated that publicly. I don't feel like I need to because it's a personal matter, but I'm just talking about it because you're asking. But I have no problem sharing that publicly. That's how I feel about it. I did hear that Walter was pretty upset that I unfollowed him on Twitter. That's the drama I'm talking about. I did not unfollow Walter on Twitter because I dislike him. I unfollowed him because I did not want to hear about Heroes of the Storm. On the platform that I was, working on. So anyway, that's enough about that.
Restless.
Your
You
building
sensed tension between the two of us?
Kalimdor.
I mean, yeah, there's always going to be tension between co-workers that work together every day. I mean, have you
So shall it be.
worked with somebody every day for years? It's like having a sibling or something. It's like, hey, you're pissing me off today. I want you to get the fuck off my back, you know?
There it is.
We never spoke to each other like that, but
By the
certainly
Spirit.
those feelings can
Your
arise.
building I stand ready. Your building is complete. Your building is complete.
Command me. So shall it
And you know, there's going
Your
to be
building
drama,
is
like I've been telling you, whenever you work on a project like that with charismatic,
Who
attention-loving
threatens the
people,
wild? Nature is restless.
which is what all streamers are, by the way. Make no mistake. Nobody is going to live stream unless they like being the center of attention. All right, so I'm expecting a massive rush from the insane calm. Basically, all these guys do is build a gigantic army, and I'm about to get destroyed right now because I haven't been paying attention. And he's probably going to hit me with tier 2 units primarily. So honestly, the more towers I have, the better. I'm not going to expand right now because it will probably just get destroyed until I clear his army at least once. Because keep in mind, he's making twice as much gold as I am right now.
Point the way.
As I thought.
Who threatens the wild?
We are poised to strike.
Your building is complete.
And I think the safe bet would be to get some hippogriffs. I have no wisps on lumber right now, ladies and gentlemen.
The time is now.
LOL and Dota 2 are PC only too. That is correct, son of Abyss.
Trust in my
I
command.
am by no means suggesting that PC gaming is like dead. I would go as far as to say it is slowly dying though. So people my age or around my age are the PC gaming demographic, and those people are still hardcore about PC, and PC is still the highest performing,
Your building is complete.
well, let's just say highest potential video game platform because of the control scheme and the hardware. But what people care about these days is not graphics or how quickly you can enter
We are poised to
um,
strike.
inputs on your computer. They care about accessibility and player base and sales opportunities and advertising opportunities. I mean, that's why Blizzard made the Diablo 3 Immortals decision, which, by the way, is a perfectly sensible decision for the company
Trust
to
in my
make.
command.
They just handled the PR and the marketing terribly because it's a huge transition for them to do that. I feel like I should have made some kind of statement about Blizzard Diablo Immortals drama, but I'm just not the kind of drama
More
YouTuber
lumber is
that
required.
is so prominent right now.
Nature is restless.
I am vigilant.
I could explain for at length why
Trust in
I
my
sympathize with Blizzard in that whole fiasco and why I don't think they made a mistake with Diablo
Leading
Immortals.
the way.
They just made a mistake with the
Onward.
presentation and the PR, how they handled all that. We get a couple of hippogriff riders. Guige Music, proto-veganism is a new moniker of life. The proto-vegan Hengest is the one true God, and to him I pledge my earthbound allegiance.
Who threatens the
We are
wild?
poised
Wow.
to strike.
Command me.
I had,
Is there danger?
dude,
So
I don't even know how
shall
to
it
respond to that shit.
The time
We
is
must
now.
act.
If I'm a god, you are too. How about that? How's that for my
Time
response?
is now.
We certainly do have divine properties, we human beings.
Nature
One can
is
easily fall from grace, I might add.
Trust
I
in
might
my
be a god.
command.
I might be godlike one day and be a
time is
total
now.
loser, douchebag
Walk
the next.
Kalendor.
Usually takes longer than a day, though. I definitely feel more in tune with nature and the cosmos nowadays than I ever have, but more specifically when I'm actually in the
Research
wilderness,
finished.
and that usually requires
Who threatens
Trust
better
in my
weather,
command.
at least up so far.
is now.
We must act.
Alright, I will expand. I don't know what my opponent's doing. He's doing jack all.
We
I'm not
can't
even really
go
improving as a player right now
We are
because I'm not even
poised to
focused that
strike.
hard, but
Danger.
I am very much enjoying these conversations we're having. So
Research finished.
that is why I live
Trust
stream.
in my command.
Nature is
We must
restless.
act.
It's a good thing this bot isn't doing the Necropolis strat with 20 acolytes.
in
Dude,
my
I got
command.
abused by that, and it was more than 20 acolytes. 2 towers, Barad-dûr and Orthanc. Orc, obviously. Where is your army? It's getting Tauren. There's your army. He's got siege because he knows I built towers without scouting because he's a fucking cheater. No, he probably just gets catapults by default.
Ooh, Breton.
I am
So we
vigilant.
gotta deal with the Taurens, which means gyms be the best response. Apart from that, he's still in tier 1 mostly. Probably the most danger I'm in is Bloodlusted Taurens.
Trust in my command.
I was honestly expecting him to bum rush me, and that is why I built so many towers.
We are poised to
Did I
strike.
get Nature's Grace already? It's easy to find out. Yes, I did. So let's bring these 3 over here.
Nature is restless.
Where did you get the name Hengest?
Trust in my command.
Senior year of high school history class, learning about the Anglo-Saxon prince that invaded
must act.
Britain. I just really like the name. I didn't actually mean to name myself Hengest. I
Waiting on there.
named my druid in Warcraft Hengest.
Trust in
World of
my
Warcraft. And that stuck.
Command me.
We must act.
So I took it as my gamer name.
Is there danger?
Some prince from history, that's right.
Nature is
We are
restless.
poised to strike.
By the spirits.
An Anglo-Saxon prince. It's not like this dude was running around in a crown sitting on thrones. He would have been a warrior and a rustic one at that.
Threatens the wild.
I am vigilant.
The time is
We
now.
must building is complete.
Nature
Trust in
is
my command.
restless. Well, there it is.
Don't give me that.
Is now.
The
Nature
bot is not
restless.
creeping either.
We are poised to strike.
Command me. By the
We
spirits.
must act. I am vigilant.
I don't feel like I explained the whole PC gaming is slowly dying point very well, but that's because it's a pretty complicated subject.
Goddess agrees.
And don't really have the brain power to
We
do
are
that right now.
poised to strike.
For Kalindor. Command me.
Seems to be a recurring theme with these streams,
Threatens the wild.
is I want to get into detailed conversations about subjects that people are bringing up. I just
Upgrade.
don't feel like I can whilst winning the match.
Goddess, light my path.
I'm playing against a calm. If I lose, I should probably uninstall.
They're playing against the same clan.
A bloody cheater, yeah. And I'm gonna hit him hard with Chippogriffs.
Your building is complete.
Command
The Chippogriffs!
We are poised to strike.
I thought I told you to mount up.
I am vigilant. We are poised to strike.
They really need to patch this game so that when you mount a Hippogriff Rider
Command me.
and it becomes a new unit,
Is restless.
it does not remove the Hippogriff Rider from your control group. That is so
We are poised to
disorienting.
strike.
I imagine
Leading the way.
noobs just get so confused when that
I
happens.
am vigilant.
The wild.
I only got these 4 Huntresses to stall while I get Chippogriffs.
More lumber.
Anyone find out what's going on with the servers right now? Would very much like to know.
More lumber is required. More lumber is required.
Don't give me that. How dare you enslave those poor birds and send them to war, some vegan you are.
We are poised to strike.
Man, I was not prepared for that.
Your
I don't have a
building
good
is
counter argument lined up. I will say that this Hippogriff is voluntarily joining my army. It is not enslaved.
We must act.
Yes, they were domesticated by night elves, probably druids, some time ago,
I am
and they have
vigilant.
since decided to fight for the forces of good out of their own volition. How's that?
Trust in my command. We must act. We are
That
poised
is
to
a
strike.
massive army, and I'm not ready for it.
Our warriors have engaged the enemy. More lumber is required. Trust in my command. We are poised to strike.
Don't!
Your building has fallen.
Your building is
Damn, dude. Run over by the orc masses.
I got more light in my house.
The chims were too slow. Have you beaten Dark Souls with DS3? I've beaten both of those games, and I did them on live streams. The Dark Souls 3 live stream is featured on the Vegan Gamers channel page. Did I say live stream? I meant playthrough. It was a cooperative one with Rui. I have not beaten that game solo, which is kind of cheesy because it's much easier in co-op, but I don't think I would have a problem doing that, considering that I did one-shot Smo and Ornstein. Okay. Legendary moment. I'm sure you didn't mean PC is dying, just that mobile is growing exponentially and will overcome PC if trends continue, says G Music. Yes, that is mostly what I meant, but in the case of localized hardware, like in a PC box, that is also dying too because of distributed computing. So if you're some hotshot VFX editor working for on a Hollywood movie or something, before you would have like, you know, a beast PC to edit on, and then you would have some servers to render with. Nowadays what people are doing is they're editing remotely, and they're outsourcing the computing power to server farms owned by mega corporations like Amazon and Google. So you don't need massive localized hardware, you can just buy it. It's called cloud computing. Lease it, you know, hire some of Amazon servers to render out a monster project. So PC hardware is declining in terms of its like overall necessity for everyday people and professionals as well. Part of that is because tablets and smartphones are so powerful now that they can do the same thing that PCs could only do 10 years ago. Only PCs could do 10 years ago. So I just don't see a long-term future for PC gaming, to be honest. It'll be like my generation, millennials, that are just clinging on to it for dear life. So like people my age will probably still be PC gaming when they're geezers, you know, like walking around with canes and shit. But after that, I don't know that it will be really popular at all, and there probably won't be any development for it. But who can say? That's so far in the future. We probably won't even be using mouse and keyboards and controllers 10-20 years from now for video games. Just be using direct Neuralink technology, just be controlling games with your mind, with your brain. Damn, I have encyclopedic knowledge of Hengest. How do you deal with hemorrhoids? Are you are you suggesting that I have experience dealing with hemorrhoids, Bob-san? To my knowledge, hemorrhoids are the result of stress, primarily. If you are a weightlifter and you're straining yourself, your body, you know, you're clenching too much, that will cause hemorrhoids. So it's very common for bodybuilders, weightlifters to develop hemorrhoids. It's actually a part of your colon that gets like ejected from the anus and hangs out, and it's extremely irritating. So just let it heal and stop doing whatever you're doing that is stressing out your gut. It's really comes down to strain. So if you're weight training, take it easy. Stop lifting so heavy, or just relax. Take some deep breaths before you do reps. Probably taking some muscle relaxants too. organic, you know, ones like CBD, plant-based ones that are not synthetic would help you. Yeah, there's my advice. Wow. I haven't got a single comment on Mixer today. Why do I even bother monitoring the Mixer chat? I wonder how that project is doing for Microsoft. What kind of games do you like to play, says Son of Abyss. I am an all-around gamer. I play just about anything that interests me. One of the things that really bothered me when I started my gaming career professionally was people that were just interested in one platform. And it wasn't because they believed that that platform was the best place to game. It was more so a brand loyalty, which bothered me. And it was always the PlayStation versus Xbox versus the PC versus Nintendo versus, you know, whatever else people play on. I've never been that kind of gamer. I'm the kind of gamer that wherever there's a bomb-ass game that is artwork that I am interested in, I will get it. So I've always played all the consoles. I played PC, played mobile, 3DS, you know, whatever. But right now what has got me interested is this game, if it ever freaking works, and Smash Ultimate. Walter Talton, I'd argue you can know. How can you know a non-speaking animal is given consent? Just because an animal doesn't speak English or language as we know it does not mean it doesn't speak. What do you call a dog's bark or a cat's meow or a rodent's squeak or a bird's caw? Is that not speaking? It's vocalization. They vocalize in different tones, different frequencies, different intervals. That's a language, dude. They speak. You just have to learn how to understand what they're saying. When it comes to human-animal communications, most of it is body language, and most of it you can't even really explain when it's happening in real time. You understand what a dog means by its body language, or a cat. It's only a matter of time before we're able to translate their language, but in the case of Warcraft, like with night elves speaking to hippogriffs, enlisting them in an army, they have magic. So a druid could very easily communicate with a hippogriff in that world. Not playing Pokemon Let's Go. Dude, I've played Red and Blue and the classic games so many times. That's all it is. It's the same game. It's just remade. So it's definitely not on the top of my list. And it's not something I'd want to spend $60 on either. It looks fun, but I prefer the strategy of catching a Pokemon. Like, it was always very fun for me to go catch Ho-Oh or Lugia or Mewtwo, you know, using Pokeballs. So much of it was RNG, which was a little frustrating, but I'm not a fan of the whole wave your wand to the TV screen Pokemon Go edition, catch your poke that way. It's like gambling to me. It's total RNG and it's not interesting. I think it was a big mistake for them to remove that functionality. It's been a long time coming that they put a good Pokemon game on the console, though. You know, one thing that really disturbed me about Pokemon Go, and I had a lot of experience with it, is how people just tend to sit. Well, they did. It doesn't so much happen anymore. But people would line up, like, bring their cars and park it near a populated area where there were a number of Pokestops, and they would buy the lure, and they would sit in their car and just and it reminded me instantly of people on the slot machines at a casino. Same exact neurology going on, same exact neural pathways, dopamine rush, addiction is what it was. And that was actually really disturbing to me. It was like The Walking Dead. And all they did is they took that mechanic and they introduced it into Red and Blue, which was like, what the hell were you thinking with that? Obviously, you're trying to get Pokemon Go players interested in the Switch game, but I feel like that was really a dishonesty that they did to the game. Console loyalty is typically the result of people being unable to afford more than one console. Yeah, I could definitely see that. I'd say I definitely have. I come from a privileged background, but also gaming was always such a high priority for me. Like working a minimum wage job, I would spend my money on games. So it's also a matter of priority. And for me, being able to play PlayStation games and Xbox games is like one of the main reasons I'm walking this planet. So I made it happen. Yes, it is a economic barrier, but it's also a degree to which you love video games. And so these guys running around saying, oh yeah, PlayStation Master Race or PC Master Race, which is not funny, by the way, because it refers to Nazism and eugenics and a bunch of other racist historical references. Those people in my mind are not truly hardcore gamers because they are depriving themselves of the full gaming experience. How would you determine a cat's meow is consent for something? Well, you don't just base a cat's consent, if you can even do that, off of a meow. Most of the feline language is body language, tail language, eyes, probably more so than anything else. Their posture, even their hair, they communicate through their hair. Cats actually rarely meow to communicate with one another. They meow more so to humans, to communicate with humans, because our communication is so oral. That's just part of how they've adapted. You can be vegan, believe in gods, or do whatever you like. That's okay, but why you should rename the whole channel Give Me My Hengest? Do you really think it matters, Furs? What does it matter if I have the channel name Hengest or not if I'm still going by Hengest in my gaming adventures? I don't really see the significance of the channel name. I renamed the channel because I wanted to build a brand instead of a person. I wanted to build something that was larger than myself. Hengest is a person, it's a singularity, and when I'm inactive, Hengest is inactive. When I die, Hengest dies. With a brand like Proto-Vegan, it can stand for so much more than what one person can do. And Proto-Vegan can persist after I'm gone. Proto-Vegan can be active while I'm in a mountain hut for 3 years. You know what I'm saying? That's what I wanted to do. It's the start of a company I'm starting. Nikolic Kia, whoa Hengest, you're back, baby. I am. I wouldn't say I ever left. For those of you guys joining on the YouTube chat, I started a gaming channel. It is youtube.com/thevegangamers. It should be in the description there. Can you do me a favor and link it in the Proto-Vegan chat?
What?
Can you link my gaming channel in the Proto-Vegan chat?
Oh yeah, I'll do that.
Thank you. So if you guys are only interested in gaming content, then that is the solution. I am already active there, and I intend to be more and more active as time goes on. Bobson says, I feel like you should have stayed solo like Towley. Yeah, there are certainly... I mean, you can look back on my history and nitpick all these little mistakes I made. What I could have been if I stayed solo. Obviously, there are advantages to what Towley did, but there are also advantages to the route I took. So you can... thank you, Azriel309, for following or subscribing. So Towley Roberto, as I know him, he was in on Twitch before it was Twitch, so he's like one of the oldest Twitch partners there is. And he just went full hog on Twitch. So he developed a big Twitch following. And he's well known there, he has respect there. I could never play a game like World of Warcraft as much and for as long as he has played it. That is not... I do not regret walking away from that path. I'll put it that way. What I did gain instead of a large Twitch following is a lot of professional experience. I did a lot of business networking. I did a lot of managing. I've already talked about this in this live stream. I managed teams and I managed budgets. And I did multiple startups. That is irreplaceable experience. Experience is the most valuable thing that a person can have. It's more valuable than money, than followers. What else is it more valuable than? Assets, material goods. It's more valuable than all that shit, because with experience, you can build all those things and acquire all those things. What is that expression with the corn? Give a man corn, feed him for a day. Teach a man to grow corn, feed him for a lifetime. Something like that. It's commonly used. Saying, we'll say. Gambling and gaming, yeah, baby. No, we are cooking with oil. I'm not sure what you mean by that.
Don't ramble.
Huh?
Rambling. He wants to see you play games.
Dude, I'm trying to play games. I lost to the Insane Bot because I'm so active in my chat. And I can't get a match on Battle.net because the servers are broken. Besides, I'm enjoying catching up with my friends and viewers, man. I'll just stay in the queue on Battle.net while I answer these comments. I'm going to be getting a lot of people stopping by my home channel throughout these live streams, and I want to make sure they know what's going on with my gaming stuff. So it's important that I address these comments. Dude, yeah, lost to the bot because of the chat. Alright, I lost to the Insane Bot. Are you happy? He got twice as much gold as me. It's a different skill set. Well, it's good. It's good more console games are getting ported to PC. Having more power to run the games is always good. Yeah, I don't think that's really a hardware decision, though. That's a marketing decision, a sales decision. It was just it was inevitable that the gaming and the console and PC gaming demographics would be fused in one on the publisher front, developer front. That's why the CPU architecture of the 8th generation consoles is basically the same as PC, because it would not have been viable to develop games for console and PC separately for the studios. They obviously knew that was coming. The more platforms you introduce for gaming, the more consolidation you have to do with existing platforms. Alright, I think I caught up with chat. Why did this have to happen? I wanted to stream a practice in Warcraft 3 and the service died. I guess I'll just play against another Insane Bot. How about that? Well, I hate when cool games are console locked. I'm not spending all that money for a couple good games. You mean the money to buy a console and a controller and all that? Yeah, I could see that. It just depends on your priorities. Some people, there's just different degrees of gamers, you know, how hardcore they are. To some people, $400 is a lot. Other people, you know, they wipe their ass with $400. Welcome to capitalism. For me, something like Smash Brothers Ultimate, I had no interest in buying a Switch. But when I saw that game was coming out, I knew I had to get it. So that was $300 for me that I was willing to front for the Switch to play Smash Brothers Ultimate, just because I think it's worth it. That's priorities for you. But I probably would not have made that decision if I also did not decide to make gaming content again. That was part of it, to be sure. Oh my god, it's Hengest. Glad to see you again, says Dark Star. Well, it's good to see you, my friend. Thank you for stopping by. Check out my new gaming channel in the description.
What?
Just playing some Warcraft 3, man. Getting ready for that Reforged action. Another Lost Ink, says Bob's son. Bro, where is the confidence?
More work.
I'm gonna deal with him this time. Okay? That bloody cheater. I'm gonna get him. So this is Ogre Mound. I actually know this map. I think I've won a few matches on this one recently.
What? Ready to work.
There are not a lot of creep camps on this map. Oops.
More work. What is it? Yes, my lord. Job's done. Ready to work.
Yo, can you give some tips as you play? Yes, that's what I've been doing.
More work. Job's
So,
done.
answer me this. What is your experience level with Warcraft 3?
Ready to work.
Because I could give ground zero tips or I could give like intermediate tips right now.
What is it? Job's done.
I don't really want to teach people the absolute basics when I play because you kind of need to learn those on your own through first-hand experience.
Job's done.
I don't think it would be very effective to learn without just first-hand experience.
Ready to work.
So this map, there is one red camp. It's right there, and it separates the
What is it?
players. the hell?
Righto.
So I can't access my enemy's
Ready for
base
action.
without going through that red camp, which I'm
Ready
not
to
able to
work.
do until I have a large enough army. Otherwise, you could stealth by him with a Blade Master
All right.
and do
who
harass
wants
that
some?
way, or you could walk past them while they're sleeping at night.
Ready to work.
I am going
you
to
need?
build towers and creep that as soon as possible, because there's a lot of experience to be had
Ready for action.
What is it?
by downing that red camp and depriving my opponent of that same experience.
What? Yes,
And he's
my
also
lord.
going to drop a
Yes, my
rare item, the Ogre Warlord there,
What's
the,
that?
the raid boss of this map, if you will. He's going to drop a rare item, which is powerful. Oh my god, I just aggroed him with this shot. See, that is how close they are.
Put him away.
That's the Ogre Lord right there.
Aye.
You need.
Give me some.
Say the word.
And so I just built my shop too close to his base, and obviously he did not like that very much. So he came over and destroyed it.
Give me some. Do.
I canceled it though, so I didn't lose all the resources I fronted for it.
More work. Job
So,
done.
because this is a 1v1, it's a 1v1 map, I know my opponent, this is the only path he can take through here.
Wait till you see me in action.
And so that tower placement is not going to go to
Wait till you
waste.
see me in
This
action.
is going to help me creep that camp in the mid, the red creep camp,
Wait till you see me in
and
action.
it's going to
Ready
also
for
be in
action.
range of my opponent when he does inevitably attack me.
Aye.
Makes
You
sense?
need. Yes, my liege.
You're so good, says Mike Oxpick. I wouldn't say
Yes,
that.
my liege.
Job done.
I've been actually getting my
What is
ass
it?
kicked in this
All
game,
right.
but I have been playing against players that are way more experienced than myself. I would say I'm average
Orders.
at this game. I do have a lot of game knowledge because I have been playing it since I was a wee lad, but I also have been following the pro scene for a few years.
Righto.
And I have done casts for this game that did get
All right.
good
Yes, my
viewership,
lord.
and I intend to start doing
Off I go
casts again.
then.
In fact, I did intend to cast pro matches
Say the
before I streamed this game. I just haven't gotten around to it yet.
Ready to work.
Forces are under attack. Orders. On my way.
Oh, are you kidding?
Aye.
Yes, my liege.
Oh, okay, so what happened here is he's attacking me.
What do you need?
That's a con for you. You don't have the forces to surround him.
Aye. Get on. Job
But he's
done.
gonna die.
Wait
Oh,
till you
that
see me in action.
trolled hardcore by the insane comms, sending a freaking illusion over here.
Give me some. Do.
And I wasted my T-clap on it. And I supply blocked myself.
Orders.
Wait till you see me in action.
Actually not
Job done.
off to a great
Yes,
start
my
here.
Do. Brilliant. What? Righto. All right.
But thank you for the compliment, saying that I'm good at this game. Appreciate the positive encouragement.
Yes, my liege. You need.
Aye.
Say the word.
Give me some.
Came on 101.
Put him away.
What's up, man? Thanks for stopping by.
Done.
It's good to see you.
Move it. Wait till you see me in action.
You need. Orders.
Aye. Wait till you see me in action.
Yes, my liege.
Give me some. Do.
Say the word. Yes, my liege.
Let's get that Scroll of Resurrection, which is the only way I can heal with my strategy right now.
Wait till you see me in action.
Item that we just buy from our shop, and it heals everyone in range of the hero when it's used for X amount of HP.
Job's done. Yes, me lord.
So I'm actually going to invest pretty hard on towers here because I know they're going to help me get that red creep camp in the center, and I have to do it quick because the Insane Calm is earning twice as much gold as myself, which means he can essentially produce twice as many units as myself, and that will give him a massive advantage in terms of being able to clear that before me.
Aye. Death comes for you.
Say the word.
Job's
Wait till
done.
you see me in action.
Aye. What's
You need-
that? Wait till you see me.
Talisman of Evasion, pretty good drop.
Yes, my
Wait till you see me in action.
You need.
That causes 15% of the attacks my Mountain King receives
Yes, my
to be evaded. A little bit of
Ready for
RNG,
action. What do you need?
lot of bit of RNG maybe, but
Give me something to do.
it is a fun item.
Aye. Job's done. Wait till you see me.
It's kind of like the old bear tanks of old. They rely on evasion instead of armor. Okay, so
Yes, me lord.
let's get some casters out here
Ready for action.
as soon as that town hall finishes.
Say the word.
So I'm gonna do
Aye.
is pull these creeps. Did he already get them?
I'm coming through. Hold him
Oh,
away.
oh!
I'm coming through. Turn on.
So he got almost all of the experience, it seems.
Brilliant. Turn on.
But I did get that Orb of Frost, which is that rare drop I was telling you about.
What's
Arguably the best orb in the game. It's definitely good for the Mountain King because
that? Turn on.
look at this feed.
What's that?
Because MK is a little slow, and he can stun lock people if he can keep hitting them. And the Orb of Frost slows my target every time I hit him. So that's an excellent drop, and he should have got that because he killed the Ogre Lord. But I came in and I sniped it.
I'm coming through.
The cam looks good, wonder how long it will.
Brilliant. I'm coming through. Hold him away. Move it.
Should have taken that kill.
You need.
Give me something to do. Hold him away.
Say the word. Let me out.
Cam looks good, I wonder how long it will take for someone else to adapt it as their own. What do you mean by that?
Brilliant.
Orders.
Is that the real one, or is that an illusion? That's an illusion.
Attack.
Wait
Just
till you see
wasting
me in
my
action.
mana on it,
Hold him
too.
away. I'm coming
Yes, my
through.
Freaking insane calm. Cheater.
Give me something to do.
Orders. What do you need?
Aye.
Alright, we've just about creeped everything.
Yes, my liege.
Wait till you see me in action.
Yes, my liege.
Give me
I don't know why you
something to
decided your whole identity and what you do to be about being vegan.
do. Wait till you see me in action.
Say the
There are
word.
so many others on this platform where they only focus on one thing, and I feel like you have talent for more.
Yes, my liege.
Well, I am focusing on multiple things at once, and thank you for the compliments.
What do you need?
The reason I decided to change my main focus to veganism is very personal, but I did explain it in the last live stream. It comes down to doing my part for the environment and for the animals that are currently being abused on Earth on a daily basis on a massive scale that we can hardly comprehend
Say the word.
because it's just so prolific, the amount of abuse going on.
Give me
Say
something.
the
And
word.
that's something I care about. It is highly personal, and I decided I wouldn't be happy in life if I did not do more than I was doing to change people's purchasing habits and the way they think about other animals.
Wait till you see me in action.
Build
Um,
more farms. Build more farms.
Yeah, you can spam certain strategies on YouTube or on social media as an influencer and blow up.
Aye.
Obviously, I know how to do this considering I have
Give me something to do.
built multiple successful channels,
Aye, my lord.
but
My liege.
Brilliant.
I'm not so interested in fame or fortune.
I go then. Aye. Hold him away.
Far more than that, I am interested in progress for humanity
Hold him away.
Yes,
and
my liege.
making a positive difference in the world.
Give me something to do.
That's why I chose veganism,
Of course. On my
and
way.
that's why I do what I do.
Give me
Yes,
something
my
to do.
liege.
God, where does he get all these wands of illusion? I actually know which one's the real
Say
one
the word. Aye.
Give me something
because I saw him.
I wanna
Scum.
Aye.
Hope I chose right. Nope. I did not. That must be him just based on his behavior. Really need to improve that. Yep, I got him. So this is a footman frenzy going on here. You need a lot more mana. That's why I got the blood mage on the way. Make sure we don't feed too hard. He doesn't have a hero right now, so feeding these footmen doesn't concern me too much because I'm not feeding experience. Will you finish this blacksmith already? For crying out loud. Would you remain vegan if the issues with harvesting animals were changed to a more humane matter? Yes, I would. It's actually not a matter of opinion anymore that veganism is healthier for human biology by no small margin than an omnivorous diet. And that's actually the reason I went vegan in the first place, is for health reasons. But it's primarily the environmental impact of animal agriculture that is honestly the biggest problem. Because it threatens all life on the planet. The treatment of animals is something that is very controversial, and people have varying opinions about it, whether or not animals should have basic rights, and whether or not we should treat them as we would treat humans, or at least similar to the way we treat humans. Basically not treat them like property or slaves. That's more or less up for debate, though not so much in my mind. But it's the sustainability of life on Earth that is the urgent matter. The deforestation of Earth, the acidification of its oceans, the warming of its atmosphere. Basically, Earth's ability to sustain life is being compromised right now in a very, very significant way. We're living in the midst of the most rapid mass extinction in the history of this planet, which is 4.6 billion years old. So it's an urgent matter, and spreading awareness about veganism is the most impact I could make in my lifetime for ensuring a future for humanity, and more importantly than that, which I know what could be more important than ensuring a future for humanity, is preserving nature on Earth, which is this divine occurrence with astronomical odds of occurring that is, it's not necessarily our responsibility to uphold, but we can at least do Earth the courtesy of not destroying her during our tenure as a dominant species on this planet. It's not fair that we are destroying this planet, because it's the mother for all of us. It gave birth to all of us, all of our ancestors, dating back to the very first single-celled organisms from which we evolved. And it's not fair that we are destroying the planet for all future life that could exist here. That's my primary motivation. And by the way, guys, this is obviously how I feel about it, but I intend to make videos, persuasive videos, including scientific facts proving that this is happening, and that's what I intend to do with the Proto-Vegan channel. So I hope that answers some questions about why I decided to make that change instead of the Hengest channel. But I also understand that gaming is a part of who I am, and I decided not to walk away from that part of myself. And that's why I have started a gaming channel. Which, by the way, if you guys are still just joining on the YouTube channel, I did start a gaming channel. It should be in the description. youtube.com/thevegangamers. What are you doing, Blood Mage?
Full speed ahead!
2 days in a row I get to see my favorite content producer, says Kamen 101. Well, actually, I've been streaming for 3 days in a row, so you missed me the first day. Thank you for stopping by and showing your support. Appreciate it. That was a useless siphon mana.
You have a target?
Oh, Tome of Experience. OP. Oh, that is also another fantastic drop. I don't know why I got that over fire since I already had the Order of Frost.
Child's play.
This Mountain King is extremely powerful. Thank you to Tolga Sengil for subscribing. Much appreciated. Bro, eat a steak. Looks like you're on death's door, says Dean A. Actually, man, I'm healthier than I've ever been in my life. And I've eaten plenty of steak in my life, for the record. I was raised eating steak, and I decided to stop. I'm more fit than I've ever been. My endurance is better than I've ever been. My body fat percentage is healthier than it's ever been. I'm more active than I've ever been. I have more brain power than I've ever been. I'm in the prime of my life right now, and I'm powered by plants, bro. I'm good. I'll pass on the steak. You know what you should try, though? A vegan burger. Why did you stop doing Pokemon Go? It just didn't retain my interest.
Research complete.
I could go on at length about that, and I probably owed you guys an explanation for why I stopped. So I apologize for not doing that. But I just saw the game as being an unhealthy activity for society. So I decided to stop promoting the game. That's essentially what happened. I actually already addressed that a little bit on the stream today. Some of the things people were doing with what do you call them? The lure? Not the lure. Was it a lure?
Yeah.
Job's done.
Oh wow, I am legit out of gold right now. I never expanded.
What is it?
I have the long distance mine. Huh?
What do you need? Wants you to read his name.
1 second. I'm trying to not lose again to the comms. Apparently I did not expand. Well, I was about to finish my thought on Pokemon Go.
What? Right.
Oh yes, what people were doing with the lures was very disturbing to me because it reminded me of slot machines at the casino, and I did not endorse that activity, and I did not want to popularize it further than it already had been popularized. Ooh, this is going to be an interesting battle here. Can you read my name? Lito Delegato. How about that? Delegato. Sounds Italian, man. I like your name. Destroyed. You want to stop that blizzard, dude? That would be fantastic if you would just stop that shit. Gotcha. I'm gonna pull back because my heroes are really low. Gosh, guys, I'm sorry I'm struggling to keep up with the chat. Here, I think we've just about long distance mined long enough. Maybe not. I have no gold. This is a catastrophe. I can't even afford to heal my units. Stop cutting down the trees, you monster, says Bob-san. I know, I'm a terrible person. Camon101 says, any chance of a WoW comeback? Of course there's a chance. I would say that chance is very, very small though.
Do you see something?
Wait till you see me in action.
Do you see something?
Yeah, okay, I think I caught up on all the chats. This long distance mining though, look at this. This is like a great exodus of the peasants. And I'm at low upkeep right now, so it takes even longer. A great exodus. I could have actually canceled those Griffin Riders while they were in production so I could build a town hall. I failed to do that.
Sprattle bores me. Evil.
Bob-san says an emphasis on the O in my name. Bob-san? Are you trying to go with a Japanese pronunciation there?
See something.
Huh?
I'm coming through. Give me something to do.
Child's play.
Wait till you see me in action.
Oh, it's so hard without any
Wait till
healing.
you see me in action. Put him away.
He's busting out knights here, ladies and gentlemen.
Alright. Wait till you see me in action.
Well, at least if I lose some units, I'll go back to low upkeep.
Wait till you see me in action.
Let's make sure I don't lose the Griffin Riders, though.
Alright. I'll one up. Wait till you see me in action. I'm coming through.
So intense.
Give me something to do. Alright. Wait
Glad
till
I
you
got
see
these
me in
mortar
action.
teams down.
See something.
I want to repair this tower, but I just can't justify it. Wow, he expanded in my space. I did not know these columns were capable of such bad manners.
Aye, sir.
Sprattle bores me.
Give me something to do. Wait till you see me in action. Give me something to do.
Yes,
More work.
yes.
I can't build that.
Finally expand.
See something.
Wait till you see
This is
me in
intense. Camon says he's going to continue rewatching, so I heard you like Pharaoh.
All right.
You should.
Wait till you see me in action.
That's I don't remember, obviously, the details of that video, but it's a Feral Druid video.
Wait till you see me in action.
Give me your mana. I super need that mana right now.
Give me something to do.
Oh, he's
Brilliant.
dead.
I'm coming through. Wait till
I'm
you see
spending
me
what
in
little
action.
gold I
Forces are
have
under
repairing
attack.
my towers right now.
Give me something to do.
Oh,
Give me something
dude,
to
my
do.
blood mage came one auto attack away from death
Wait
right
till
there.
you see me in action.
Sprattle bores
More
me.
work.
Please
then. Righto.
build that town hall fast.
I am here, mortal.
What is it? More work.
This should give me enough for a scroll of resurrection or restoration.
Wait till you see me in action. Give me something to do.
No, not the mortar teams.
Put him away. Our town is under siege. Give me something to do. Our forces are under attack. Put him away. Move it. Put him away.
Oh my god, so low on HP.
Aye.
Yes, good practice for my micro.
I am here.
Where's that
Give
mortar
me
team?
something to do. I'm coming through. Brilliant.
Wow, this is actually better practice than I
Put him
normally
away.
get against players.
I'm coming through.
God, it's taking forever.
Evil is near. A Sethabalana.
Do you still watch Hodge Twins, Hengest? No, I do not.
Give me something to do. What? Yes, my lord. Off I go then.
I do not.
Aye.
I
Move it.
am here.
They started giving nutrition advice,
Put him away.
and they just give some pretty whack advice, so I stopped. Pretty whack. Okay. We almost committed economic suicide in this match, but we recovered. Rather than 1v1, 1vx base building army type of maps. Oh, you enjoy the custom maps. Yeah, custom maps in Warcraft 3 are amazing.
Wait till you see me.
That's
in
what I
action.
played mostly when I was a kid. But now, I prefer the heads-up competition a little bit more.
What is it? More work.
Some more
Yes, my lord.
deforestation here.
What is it? What? What is it?
Humans are
More work.
hardcore about deforestation.
What is it?
Very
What?
true to the real world
Yes,
human.
my lord. What is it?
Warcraft 3.
Give me something to do.
Oh, thank God. Alright, so what's the next thing we should build? I would like to expand again,
All work. All right.
just because I have so many gold problems.
What? Wait till you see me in action. I'm coming through.
This is a big army.
Give me something to do.
Such a bloody cheater.
Give me something to do. Wait till you see me in action. Moving. Aye.
Shall go.
They are. Death comes for you. Brilliant. Moving.
Damn it.
Give me something to do.
I lost my blood mage.
I'll run them through. Aye. Wait till you see me in action. I'm coming through.
Damn it, I can't afford a health
Wait till
potion.
you see me in action. I'll do what I take. Give me something to do. Moving.
This is GG.
Brilliant.
Oh man.
Aye. I'm coming through.
Ah,
Our hero has
I lost. Can't say I didn't deserve that loss though. Destroying my economy by not expanding and spending all my gold so I couldn't build a town hall and then long distance mining with 20 peasants. That was pretty bad. Hello, iChrono. Nice to see you on the YouTube chat there. You should play Night Elf Wisps all the way. You don't destroy trees, you build trees. Yes, I'm well aware. I can play Night Elf in the next one. For those of you guys that don't know, Insane Bot gets twice the gold that you do. So if you don't finish him early, or at least by mid-game, he will destroy you, just because you'll run out of gold. I'm going to try to queue against players again, though. Victorian asking if anyone likes trains. He's trying to spread some of that vegan gospel. What'd you say?
Tyler Riley.
What? It's good to be here. It's a really nostalgic feeling right now. Can I give you money? Yeah, you can give me money if you want. It will go directly into my content production. It should be my my tips link should be in the description on that channel. Let me just double check if it's there. And then you can just PayPal me the same way you do for like all the streamers. All the streamers have PayPal set up these days for tips. I really need to get the URL on YouTube, Proto Vegan. Yeah, it's if you want to tip, Streamlabs. Right there. That should work. I actually haven't received a tip yet since I set it up, so you will actually verify for me that it does work. Turn on Super Chat to earn money, says Victorian. Yeah, I definitely need to set up those YouTube revenue sources. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. I haven't researched Super Chat. To my knowledge, you have to set up all types of perks for the people that subscribe, and I just haven't done that yet, so I'm gonna need a little bit more time to get the Super Chat online. iChrono says, liking your garden vids, planning on another one, question mark. Yeah, I plan on posting garden videos for the rest of my life. Gardening is pretty much my favorite pastime right now. But it's really depressing this time of year because I can't really grow much. It's just so dark here. Too much cloud cover this time of year. I would like to post at least one fall garden video. We'll do a fall garden harvest. And then I want to post a video about grow lights too. And then we'll probably do more next spring. Let's play online. Okay, working on it. I would like 1,000 subs, but it never gets to it because I can't actually get enough people to sub. Yeah, dude, starting on YouTube is fucking hard. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was a lot easier 5 years ago. There's just a lot of saturation now. It's hard to break through the noise. To start a YouTube channel, the best way to do it is to use external traffic sources or collaborate with somebody that is already established to get awareness. You started 4 years ago? Then you should have been able to make some videos that actually trended and got some traction. If you haven't, it means that your content strategy needs improvement. So you need to learn how to capitalize on trends, things that are trending, and get in on that before they actually trend, if that makes sense. So right now, I'm basically restarting on YouTube. And I'm restarting 2 channels at the same time. So veganism is a trend, but I don't want to open that can of worms right now. So with gaming, this game, a bunch of people just got access to it like in the past 6 hours because Blizzard, the developer, is remastering it, and so there's press around that and new interest. So there will be added search bonus, new players, shit like that. So if I were to make instructional videos on like how to play Warcraft 3 right now, that would be something that would get shared and would get traffic from search results. You just gotta think outside the box and work on your strategy some more. You have a video with 40K, that's my highest video viewed so far. That's good, dude. It's a Roblox video. Yeah, so you just gotta convert those views into subs. So you gotta give them a reason to subscribe.
Roblox is very popular on YouTube Kids.
Yeah, I know. Kids love that game. Battleground Tactics 52, awesome. Not sure what you mean by that, dude. I never got that high. I gotta take a whiz, but I don't want to go while I'm searching for game. I'm gonna check the Warcraft 3 Twitter one more time and see if there's any updates. It's just not fair. Warcraft 3 info? No. This is so cheesy. Look at this shit. This guy's saying official Warcraft3.info Twitter account. This is why Twitter has verified features. Because he's trying to parade around like he's the official Warcraft 3 account. Suck a D. I don't know why I'm not following it already. Hey, thank you Zakorinus for following. Much appreciated. Here it is. I'm actually going to follow this now. Yep. No updates anywhere. Let me check the forums, see what's going on. General discussion. Let's see. All server upgrade 3 days ago. These don't look very active. Are you serious, Blizzard? Let's see. This is complaining about balance changes. New Arthas is a wet noodle. Huh? Not sure what he means by that. Doesn't look like anyone's talking about server issues. I just can't seem to get a damn game. It's not fair. Just wanted to host a live stream today, man. Usually 0 people view your Roblox videos. Dude, I'd have to look at your channel to figure out what's going on with that. And to be honest, I don't know much about starting from ground zero on YouTube right now, because I started on YouTube a long time ago and I'm restarting, so it's a little bit different. Well, Sweet D, you want to do a 2v2?
I'm so bad.
It's alright, I'll carry you.
This is the one I like.
Alright, my girlfriend's gonna play with us, but she doesn't have a mic. And we're gonna play against normal comms, because I don't even think... I mean, I've definitely beaten insane comms before. It's just a different strategy.
This guy said you didn't start 5 years ago. You started 11 years ago. Is that true?
11 years ago. Are you talking about when my channel was started? It should be 2007. So yeah, you're right. 11 years ago is when I created the channel, but I didn't start doing it seriously with actual strategy and professionally until about 2010. Yeah, you're right. Longer than 5 years. So she likes heart to heart. Oh, how romantic. Oh wait, I didn't do this over the LAN. Gonna do LAN, ladies and gentlemen. Local area network. It's a dying breed, but it's the most fun form of gaming. What the heck? Bonjour is required for full LAN functionality? This is new. So it's just...
Maybe because we have to play on Battle.net now.
That shouldn't be. Just have to enable a feature in Windows now. I don't know why that would be. Hengest, what is your sign? You're talking about Zodiac? Is that Zodiac?
Yeah, that's what.
I'm a Pisces. Astrology, okay. Not Zodiac. Pisces. Looks like I have more subs than you, but you have more views than me. I doubt that. Not to brag or anything, but I have unlisted like 98% of the videos on that channel you're looking at. That's a complicated explanation. Basically, because I'm creating videos about veganism right now, I don't want gaming videos to autoplay or be suggested on the vegan videos, because that will basically screw over my channel with the way the YouTube algorithm is written right now. So first I have to populate the channel with more vegan videos which are modern before I can relist the old gaming videos that do have a lot of views. And that just comes down to productivity and actually hunkering down and making new videos. It's just that making vegan activist videos is extremely takes a lot out of me. Like, it's quite difficult. So when you enlist videos that would otherwise be public, the stats on your channel, like how many views your channel has, those also get unlisted. So if I were to relist the views that I had on my gaming content on that channel, it would be, you know, a few million probably. I don't know how many. I don't know how much of an impact...
I think you can create it.
Oh, you created one. You didn't join mine. You have to join. I don't know how much of an impact your channel's trusted rating or age has anymore on your SEO results and all that. It's not showing up? Did you enable Bonjour? Alright, just to reload the game. Looks like Blizzard broke Warcraft 3 with this latest patch just now. The servers aren't working, the LAN's not working. What the F? Can't say I'm surprised, really. Travis Fogarty just subscribed. Thank you, Travis. Well, I haven't created it yet. There, I just did.
I can't.
Really? So they broke LAN and they broke BattleNet. We've been playing over LAN for weeks now, the two of us, and now it's not working anymore after this latest patch. Did you patch?
Oh no.
Oh, okay, she has to patch. Top 3 movies or TV shows? Asked Bob San. Dude, people always ask those questions and it's always so hard for me to answer. Definitely my favorite TV show is Game of Thrones. I know it's kind of a cheesy answer because it's like the most popular TV show in history, but I like it because of the cinematography, the production value. It's just like amazing. It's amazing production value. And I'm actually a student of film. So I always appreciate the quality of films. And Game of Thrones is higher quality than like most Hollywood movies. With the movies, I would have to say Empire Strikes Back is probably, well, it's definitely top 3 favorite movies of all time. Then maybe Matrix Reloaded, top 3. I can't give you another one right now. It's too hard for me. Lord of the Rings I love. I developed a new appreciation for the Hobbit films. Like when I saw them, I wasn't that into it. But then as they've aged, I've gained more respect for them. The cinematography in those films, I would say, is superior to Lord of the Rings, which is a pretty big statement. But the fluff, the filler, the, you know, creative liberties that Peter Jackson took with The Hobbit versus Lord of the Rings is not something I'm a fan of. There's too much filler in the Hobbit trilogy. I mean, he took a book, which is a fraction the length of the Fellowship of the Ring, and he stretched it into 3 movies, which is okay, I guess, if you want to give a book that much.
Yo, this game is like bugging out. I just like froze.
Oh, because you have to enable Bonjour. Just wait a second. Tyler Riley donated $10. Wow, that's very generous of you, Tyler. I appreciate that. I'm going to put that toward some new hardware on my PCs. The computer I'm streaming on right now, the motherboard is making this it's an annoying sound. So first it had 2 hard drives in it that were dying, and those were, you know what a dying hard drive sounds like. It's bad. So I just splurged on some SSD, 1 terabyte, and the next thing to go out is probably going to be that Mobo. Gam35, Marcelino, thank you for subscribing. Bobson, what about the Marvel Universe? Hit and miss with a lot of those films. I really like Infinity War, though, which is, I think, the most successful film in history. Pretty amazing feat. The achievement of that film, logistically, is really something. Those brothers did a fantastic job. But Thanos sold that film for me. He's easily my favorite Marvel character. And I really enjoyed that movie. But like I said, most of the Marvel movies for me is hit or miss. You're scared? How many times have we done this?
What?
I'm trying to train my girl, Sweet D, to 2v2 with me on BattleNet. She's got a long way to go. But then so do I. I do have a friend that is, for all intents and purposes, semi-pro at this game. He's very good. And I do want to play with him on a live stream and get him to teach me some of his tricks of the trade. So I do have plans to collab with this game for sure. Just trying to remember how to play mostly. What was your favorite game playthrough? I loved watching Dark Souls 3. You were very entertaining. Asked Tyler Riley. That's a tough question. My favorite game playthrough. I'll say the one that I remember the most on Squadron is definitely Dark Souls 3.
Your building is
So
complete.
I'll say Dark Souls 3.
Create more. Your
Rui,
building is complete.
look, I'm a co-op gamer. I prefer co-op games. So playing that co-op really enhanced the experience for me. And I really like that game. It's a great game. And I'm sure that came through on the VODs, but how much fun we were having just makes it more entertaining to watch. But I have to say, when I created the Hengest character, which I created when I was like 19 years old, you know, it's a persona. It's not me. It's not William Donaldson, my real name. It's my gamer identity. It's really just certain elements of my personality that are exaggerated. Hengest is a very arrogant character, and so I kind of cringe sometimes when I watch old stuff, just because I'm like, wow, you're kind of an asshole in this playthrough, or you're saying some things that definitely rub me the wrong way, and certainly rub some people the wrong way, but it's kind of part of the gig, you know, being an entertainer. You have to...
I am the Iron Hand
What?
of justice. I can taste their fear.
Oh. Pick treants and then summon them where you're being blocked.
Let me investigate.
Like summon them right there. Like to your right. You should be able to get out of there now. Still? You gotta move the treants first. Move that wisp, then move the treants and get out.
Have you reached a verdict? Ben thy delilum.
That's actually a pretty uncommon mistake. If you didn't know how to get out of that, that would be game breaking. Was your original YouTube name Neanderthal? Yes, it was. That was my original gamer name, actually. And that came from PSN. But that is not my original screen name, mind you. I'm a dial-up kid. I grew up with America Online dial-up. And my original username was Wedwom. Fun fact. Fun Hengest fact right there. Hengest didn't come around until World of Warcraft days. About 2010 is when that became my name.
I am the Iron Hand of justice.
Come on, get this creep camp down.
Have you reached a verdict?
Huh?
Here,
Here, come over here and get the XP.
We can't build there.
Don't give me that.
I am the Iron Hand
Summon
of
treants.
justice.
And then attack the creeps with the treants. No! That's
I
alright.
am the Iron Hand of justice.
Normally the first critter to attack
They shall not
the creeps is the one that
justice shall be swift.
takes the aggro. So they do the
Let
tanking.
me investigate.
And then let's quickly grab this one too.
I am the Iron Hand of justice.
Remember Magica, you were winning 1v3s.
Goddess, light my path.
What inspired the name William?
I can taste their
England.
Stand
Have
in
you
God.
reached a verdict?
Speak your
Let
mind.
me
Get the treants in there.
I am
Attack the Magi. The blue one.
Have you reached a verdict?
Not bad.
Understood.
Absolutely.
Jeez, I was just about to
Iron
respond to that
Hand
question.
of justice.
Oh yeah, Magica. I love that game.
I can taste
I
their
did.
fear.
Standing
That is a
guard.
fun game. Very high skill. Yeah, I was winning
Let's
Make it
1v3s.
fast.
I'm gonna grab that. Let's grab this creep camp here.
Your building is complete.
Have you reached
I was
your
winning
position?
1v3s, but it was against noobs. No offense to them. I consider myself a skilled gamer, but this is actually the game I would point to as, well, really, RTS is the game genre I would point to that I am the weakest at,
Ashvalano.
believe it or not.
Justice shall be
I've never been good at Warcraft 3. Warsparks is now following. Thank you, Warsparks. Much appreciated. Oops, shit, sorry, I just attacked you here.
Have you reached the verdict? Let the hunt begin. Understood. Then guide
My race.
Ashvalano.
Absolutely.
Wow, all these strength drops. I'll take it. You can have that pendant. That increases your total mana so you can cast more spells. Let's do this one. No, that's just me spamming pings.
I am the iron hand of justice.
Standing guard.
Understood. I am
Your
the
building
law.
is in position.
Let me invade. I can taste their fate.
No, don't put the archers in there. Pull them back.
I am the iron hand of
You always want the ranged units to be at a distance, never in melee range. This item was just nerfed into the ground. One of lightning shield. 3
Speak your mind.
freaking strength drops right now. What
Make
the
it
hell?
fast.
I'm gonna grab the top mine. You should expand to the bottom one pretty soon.
Goddess, light my path. I am sworn to avenge.
Benthai Delelun. Have you
I
reached
took
the verdict?
geology classes right when you released those. What are you referring to? You recommend Divinity 2. I think Sweet D and I have played Divinity 2. Haven't we?
I am the
We didn't
iron
like it,
hand
but
of
I might give it another try.
They shall not
In position. Goddess,
Let
light
me
my
Some friends of mine recommended that back when it came out because I was looking for co-op games to play with my girlfriend. Oh, you actually got some hunts. Enemies here.
I am sworn to avenge.
Damn it. Pull
I
back.
am the iron hand.
Just a little bit. Regroup.
Standing guard.
My hero's very low. Alright, you want to focus that blue guy on the horse. Archmage. Send all your forces after him.
In position. Research phase.
Well, pull your hero back to your base then.
Let the hunt begin.
Goddess, light my path.
So now his Archmage won't gain EXP from the units we lose here.
Let the hunt begin.
Oh boy.
Let me invest.
Pull back.
Ashvalano.
Speak your mind.
Let me invest.
Make it fast. Upgrade finished.
Ashvalano.
Just start producing as many units as you can in your home base.
Goddess, light my path. Goddess, light my
Have
path.
you reached a verdict?
Speak your mind.
Justice shall be
The
swift.
comms just let my expansion go up.
I am the iron hand of justice. Let me invest.
All these damn strength
Let the hunt
drops.
begin.
Your building is
I am the
complete.
iron hand of justice.
Goddess, light my path. I am sworn to
Benthai
avenge.
Delelun.
Send me some help when you can.
Ashvalano.
Make it fast. As the goddess,
Benthai
light my
Delelun.
path. Insufficient gold.
Have you reached a
Speak
verdict?
your mind. I am sworn to avenge.
Let me investigate.
Okay,
Standing
attack
up.
south
Ashvalano.
down here.
Let me
Speak your
investigate.
mind.
Yeah, there's one thing the comms are really good at. It's building tier 1 units
In position.
bigly
Let me
and
investigate.
rushing you.
Standing guard.
Have you reached a verdict?
They have better micro than human beings.
Goddess,
Benthai
light my
Delelun.
Or, excuse me, better macro, but their micro is
Justice shall
god
be
awful.
swift. Let the hunt begin.
Speak your mind.
Ashvalano. Let me investigate. Justice shall be swift.
In position.
Bend thy
Like,
dele-
obviously the comms could have won the match right there if they would deny my expansion and attack one of our bases.
Let me investigate.
Standing guard.
Bend thy
But then if
Understood.
comms were as smart as humans, we'd all be dead by now, wouldn't we?
Ashvalano.
In
Let's
position.
grab this creep camp.
I am the
Of
iron
course, it's only a
hand.
matter of time
Standing
before
guard.
AIs take over the world, as we referenced in our last live stream.
Let me investigate.
But let's not get
Understood.
ourselves down about that right now.
Ashvalano.
In position.
Let me investigate. Let the hunt begin.
Alright. That's enough huntresses.
I am called.
Have you reached the verdict?
Take it.
I am the
Grab
iron
that tome.
hand of justice.
Let's grab these camps.
Have you reached a verdict?
Speak your mind.
Get some MGs out here.
I am the iron hand of justice. Justice
Make it
shall be
fast.
swift.
I am called. My wish.
Bend thy dele-
Standing guard.
Have you reached the verdict?
I am called. Your building is complete.
Let me grab those
Let the hunt
bracers
begin.
and that tome.
I can taste their fear.
In position.
Understood.
I
Ashvalano.
am
this.
sworn to avenge.
Bend thy delelune. Let
You should get your
me
expansion up.
investigate. I am the iron hand of justice.
Make it fast.
Let the hunt begin. Bend thy delelune.
Grab the tome.
I am the
Standing
iron
guard.
And
hand.
then just focus on making sure you don't have too much gold and lumber. You're spending your resources effectively. Get a bottom out here. Are you planning on a regular or semi-regular content for either of your two channels now, or are we going with the flow in all things?
Ashvalano.
Yes.
Make it fast.
I'm trying to be a full-time content creator right now, so
Your
that's
building is
gaming content
Your
and
building is
vegan content. But not only vegan content, if you guys have been following my main channel for a while, now known as Proto Vegan, you
I am
know
the
that
iron
I am a
hand
very
of
philosophical
justice.
person and I
Have
made
love
it
talking about
fast.
philosophy.
Justice
One of the
shall
things
be
I'm just...
swift.
Oh, and I've taken up a
Ashvalano.
recent interest in political videos as well,
Understood.
but not
Bend
drama.
thy delelune.
Standing
So obviously in
guard.
the United States there's a shitload of political
I
drama
am the
going
iron
on.
hand of
That does not
I
interest
am
me at all.
sworn to avenge.
Ashvalano.
But I am working on a video right now I'm calling The True Solution to the American
reached a
Healthcare
verdict?
Crisis.
We are poised to strike.
And I've also
Let me
posted a
ask
video
Your
about
building
US
is-
immigration.
Your building is complete.
Have I
am
done
the
any
iron
other political
hand
ones?
of
I did one about
justice.
speciesism. That's more of
I
a
am
vegan
vigilant.
video.
Bend thy delelune.
But yeah,
Trust in my
I'm going to be
command.
posting vegan
Let me
videos,
investigate.
We must act.
political
Bend thy
videos, and
delelune.
philosophical
Let
videos.
justice be swift.
I just made a excerpt of a conversation I had about AIs yesterday on a live stream and put that on the Proto Vegan Facebook page. I'm thinking about putting it on the YouTube channel. It's just not really up to my quality
Let
standards,
me investigate.
Trust in my command.
so I'm holding off for now.
Ashvalano.
But
Bend
I
thy
am vigilant.
delelune.
and then obviously the gaming stuff. So I have been consistent with gaming in the past 3 days, and
Our
I intend to
allies'
keep that
town
up.
Let me
needs help.
investigate.
Smash Ultimate is what
Trust in my
really is
command.
exciting me right now. So
Bend thy delelune.
I'm going to be going hard with
Let the
that game.
hunt begin.
I need help.
Ashvalano. Have you reached
We
the
are
verdict?
poised to strike.
I am the iron hand.
Damn, we got a lot of huntresses here, boys.
Trust in my command.
Have you reached the verdict? Let
Standing
me
guard. Your land. We must act.
I should not have moved her.
Our chances fall. Make
Oops, I accidentally shadow melded all of my huntresses right there.
I am the iron hand. Have you reached the verdict?
an allied champion far into
Pull back your
I am the
huntresses really
iron
quick.
hand.
Just you want to fight under the towers.
as the gods will. Seek. Research. Come and
Have you reached a verdict? Let the hunt begin. I can taste their
your man.
Understood.
Make it absolute. We are
Ben
poised to
Thy
strike.
Oh, that's pretty intense.
Let me investigate. Let the hunt begin.
I lost both mountain giants. Wow, that was a lot of damage.
I am the Iron Hand.
I got level
of
6 on the
justice.
Warden now, so we're in pretty good shape.
Understood.
Trust in my command.
Let me investigate.
We must act.
So you want to deviate from Huntresses a little bit now. I'm gonna get some higher tier units.
Have you reached a verdict?
We are poised to strike.
Warcraft 3 is for Windows XP, not Windows
Let
10.
me investigate.
I am vigilant.
Justice shall be
Fair
served.
point.
We are
Let the
poised
But they
to
have been
strike.
patching it.
I can taste their fear.
So, also not entirely true. They did appear to break some shit with the latest patch that went live like 8 to 10 hours ago. I can't get a match online, which
I
probably
am
means the
Iron
servers are
Hand
dead,
of justice.
and we've had to
Let me
enable
act.
some Windows 10
I
functionality
am
just
the
to play
Iron
LAN.
Hand of justice.
We are
I don't know
poised to
why that would
strike.
be,
Ben Thy
when it was working just fine before that.
Understood. I can taste
And there's
their
no
fear.
update from Blizzard on the server situation, so not really sure what's going on. The Reforged players did just gain access, like 8 hours ago, to Warcraft 3
the
Classic.
great outdoors.
So,
Trim.
exciting times. Will you finish that construction already?
I am the Iron Hand of justice. Let the
I am
hunt
vigilant.
begin.
What is nature's call?
Put some more wisps on them
We are
trees.
poised to strike.
Should I get 4 MGs? Ah, experience has led me to not overcommit to MGs for pathing reasons.
The great
Ben Thy
outdoors.
Delelu.
Trust in my command.
Tyler Riley says, once I got my hands on a drone, my production value skyrocketed. Yeah, that's the case for anybody that was learning about
I am
aerial
the Iron
photography
Hand
slash
of justice.
videography when drones
We are
first
poised
became
to strike.
available to regular
Research
consumers.
The
They
great
can
outdoors.
astronomically enhance the production value of
I am the Iron Hand
film
of
if used
justice.
correctly, and I love flying drones, and I'm currently one of the things I'm regretting right now is
Let the
not
hunt begin.
using drone technology to the fullest. I want to be more involved with drone technology.
I am the Iron Hand.
And I'm good at flying them too. I built a racing drone.
Justice.
Unfortunately, I didn't want to invest in it, so
Ben
I
Thy
bought
Delelu.
cheaper parts. And it doesn't fly that well, but that's not because of poor construction. It's just because
Have you
like my
reached
FPV feed is piss poor
Ashvalano.
due to like a
Let
bad
the hunt
camera and
begin.
bad radio transmitter, and
The great
Let me
outdoors.
investigate.
We must act.
I can't really justify spending more money on a racing drone right now, but I know how to fly a racing drone, and I know how to build drones, and I obviously know how to fly Phantom products, if you've seen those videos. And I have a lot of gold. So, let's get some chims out here.
Ben Thy Delelu.
So, do you need lumber urgently?
Let me
Is it stopping you from building more units?
Yeah.
I can share lumber with you.
Ben
We
Thy
must act.
Delelu.
Bogies, come down south.
We are
I am
poised
the
to strike.
Iron Hand of
Don't,
justice.
don't forget to fight under the towers.
Understood. I can taste their fear. Justice shall be swift. I can taste their fear. Ben Thy
must act.
Delelu.
I need help.
Trust in my command.
Damn it, I should not have done that fan.
Understood.
No, I don't have mana for... Come on!
An ally
Have you reached a goal? Understood. Let the
strike. Leading the way.
Let me investigate.
Busted by fire.
Fuck, I'm feeding a lot of the XP right now. Where is your army?
Let the hunt be busted by command. I am the iron hand of justice.
We got vengeance. That's all we need.
Have you reached your vigilance?
Now we need to kill this goddamn archmage.
Understood.
Oh my god.
Our gold mine has collapsed.
Let me
Bastards!
Our warriors have engaged.
Have you reached a verdict?
Now I have no income.
Our allies' town.
I can't hear you.
Now I have one.
Let me investigate. Let the hunt begin. I can taste their
One
fear.
what?
Our warriors have engaged my command.
Ah, the great
Ben
outdoors.
Thadelelu.
Just hold them off as long as you
Our
can.
allies' town needs help.
Ashvalano. Justice shall be swift. Understood. I am
Just
vigilant.
abandon your expansion.
Let me investigate. I am the iron hand of justice.
We are poised to strike. Our allies' town needs help. Research finished.
Ah,
Our
the great
warriors have
outdoors.
engaged the enemy. Trust in my command.
I am
Our allies' town needs help. Strike.
Where are those chimps?
Our warriors have engaged the enemy.
Ben I am the iron hand. Understood. They shall not.
Use your hero.
I am the
Trust in my command. Our allies' town needs help.
goddess agrees. Ashvalano.
Our warriors
They
have
shall not
engaged the enemy.
Let the hunt begin. Understood. I am vigilant. Let me investigate. Justice shall be swift. Let the hunt begin. I can taste their fear. Understood.
She's so stressed out right now, you guys.
Let the hunt begin.
No choice but to play it.
Yes, you did.
Thadelelu.
We're still in
We are
it.
poised to strike.
Barely.
Nah, we're in this shit.
I am the iron hand of justice.
You're gonna pay for that. Oh,
Understood.
God.
I can taste their fear. Justice shall be swift. I am vigilant.
Alright. Can you build hippogriffs? You don't have any income, huh? We need some hippogriffs.
We are
Huh?
poised to strike.
I am vigilant.
We
She
are
has
poised
no
to
money.
strike.
Ben Thadelelu.
Wow, look at this BM. They're taking your expansion.
I can taste their fear. Ben Thadelelu.
Alright, we have to regroup and push them out of there.
Let me investigate.
We got chimps. As long as my micro is not totally shit,
Ashvalano.
should be able to win this.
Have you reached
Meet at my X-Pack right here.
Ashvalano.
Trust in my command.
I have no money.
Yeah, I get it. Just bring what you have.
Try.
Ben Thadelelu.
We are poised to strike.
Alright,
Ashvalano.
just assault.
I am vigilant.
Ben Thadelelu. Goddess agrees.
It's fine.
I am the iron hand of justice.
Alright, we're
Understood.
gonna
We are
focus
poised to
down
strike.
Ashvalano.
that
Onward.
Archmage. Nuke him.
I am the
Entangle.
iron hand of justice.
Nuke.
Trust in my command.
Let the hunt begin.
Nuke? It's a chimp attack. Let me show you. Just kill the Archmage.
Your building is
Come back to your base, fight with your moonwells. And be quick about it! Run from him, fucking entangle him. Run to your moonwells. Oh yeah, it's time for the pain train.
We are poised to strike. Have you reached a verdict? Let me investigate.
Is there trouble?
Ashvalano.
Alright, we need to reclaim your gold mine down there. Do you have gold for tree?
Let me investigate.
Your building.
Okay. Go build a tree of life right here and park all your units next to it.
Trust in my command.
Huh?
What is nature's call?
Yeah, defend that tree until it's up.
I'm game. This is all I have.
And don't let it fall. Have you listened to the Stephen West podcast, Philosophize This? I have not. He's from your area. Hi, Hengest, says Limp123. Hello, Limp123. Good to see you. Musko's right, they're taking it over.
A verdict? Let the hunt to strike.
The AIs, man. Can't beat them. Must join them. Alright. We need hippogriffs. So I'm gonna let you build the hippogriffs.
Our warriors have engaged the enemy.
Let me
You're gonna get money once the expansion goes up. Kill him! Gotcha. Punk ass motherfucker.
I am the Iron Hand of Justice.
Trust in my command.
Okay.
We are poised to strike.
Wow, you need to get level 6 on that fool.
We are poised to strike. Let me invest. I am vigilant. Have you reached a verdict?
Still has 2, man.
I can taste their fear. Let the hunt begin. Understood. I can taste
Up.
their fear.
Bat riders, bat riders, bat riders.
We are poised to strike.
Where's those hippogriffs?
Let the hunt begin. Understood. I am
I
vigilant.
need hippogriffs.
Trust in my command.
I can taste their fear. Let the hunt begin. I am the Iron Hand of Justice. I can taste their fear.
Trust in my command.
Have you reached a verdict?
We must act.
Trust
in my command.
Let me investigate.
We must act. Your building is complete.
Let the hunt begin. Justice
Research
shall be
finished.
swift.
We are poised to strike.
Look at these
Let the
footmen.
hunt begin. Let justice be served. I am vigilant. Let me investigate.
Our
I am the
warriors
Iron
have
Hand
engaged
of
the
Justice.
We are
Have
poised
you
to strike.
I am the Iron Hand of Justice.
Trust in my
Have
command.
you reached a verdict? Let me investigate. Let justice be served. I am the Iron Hand of Justice. They shall not escape.
Your building
Let me bend thy I am vigilant. Let me investigate.
trust in my command.
I am the Iron Hand. I am vigilant. Bend thy delilune. I am the law. Let me investigate.
Trust in my command.
I am the Iron Hand.
Damn, that Dryad just gave me Archmage's level 3. Or level 6, rather.
Trust in my command.
I am the Iron Hand of justice.
Got any hippos yet?
Ben thy
We are poised to strike.
That's a star.
Ashvalano.
She needs a staff of teleportation.
A what?
Justice
My
shall be
warden needs
swift.
an item that allows her to
Let
teleport
me
anywhere on the map.
I am the Iron Hand of justice. Understood. Justice shall be swift.
We must act.
So I'm gonna go all in on Chims, and you're gonna go heavy on hippogriffs, and we're gonna win
Let
this
me
bitch.
investigate.
We are
Teamwork.
poised to strike.
I am the Iron Hand of justice.
I am vigilant.
Ben thy
We are
delight.
poised to strike.
Rally here. You're gonna attack my expansion.
We must act. We are poised to strike.
Ashvalano.
I am vigilant.
Having reached the world. Let the hunt begin.
Trust in my command.
Ashvalano. I can taste their Let the hunt begin. Understood. I can taste their fear. Let the hunt begin.
Trust
Pursue
in my
them.
command.
Have you reached a verdict? I can taste their fear. Justice shall be swift.
Go to them, please.
Understood. I can taste their fear. Let the hunt begin.
Need some mana.
I can taste their fear.
Damn it.
Vengeance for Suji.
I am the Iron Hand. Let justice
You want to stop that mirror image garbage? This Blade Master's playing better than most players.
Have you reached a verdict?
Where's the hippogriffs?
I can taste it. Understood.
We
Let
really
the
need that
hunt
tranquility.
Ashvalano.
Trust in my command.
Ben thy delelu. I
Who
can
went
taste
vegan
their
first?
fear.
GF or you?
Have you reached a verdict?
We are
I did.
poised to strike. As I thought.
Ashvalano. Let the
And
hunt
she was
begin.
soon to
We must
follow.
act.
Ben thy delelun.
We are poised to
So
strike.
if we're about to have Starfall and Tranquility.
Let the hunt begin.
We must act.
Ben thy delelun. I am the Iron Hand of justice. Have you reached a verdict? Justice. shall be
Just
swift.
try it, bitch.
Let the hunt begin.
We are poised to strike.
Ben thy delelun.
There's the Starfall.
I am the Iron Hand of justice. Ben thy
We are
delelun.
poised to strike.
Wow, I
I
had
am
to
the
kick
Iron
things into
Hand
tryhard
of
mode.
justice.
You know when I stop talking, I'm in tryhard mode.
Our gold line is rising.
Have you reached a verdict? Let him
We must act.
Ashvalano. Have you reached a verdict? Justice shall be swift.
There's the hippos.
Ashvalano.
We are poised to
So,
strike.
hippogriffs take out all of the air units,
Understood.
which are the biggest threat to my chims, because chims will destroy anything
Let
that's
the
on the
hunt
ground.
begin. I can taste it. They shall not escape.
Look at this carnage.
I am the
That's
Iron
what happens
Hand.
when you let somebody get mass chims.
Let me-
Trust in my command.
Have you reached a verdict? Justice shall be swift.
We must act. I am vigilant.
Let me investigate.
We are poised to strike.
Have you reached a verdict?
I am vigilant.
I am the
Trust
Iron
in my
Hand
command.
of justice.
Always the alpha, says son of a bitch. It's not a choice, man.
Justice
It's
be
born
swift.
that way.
Understood.
Oh, nice. I am the Iron Hand of Justice.
Trust in my
So,
command.
the Warden has some pretty good quotes. She did not get healed by your tranquility, by the way. So I think the opponent used all the gold on the map to try to destroy us and failed
We must act.
because their micro is so bad. We defeated them with micro.
Let the hunt begin.
Here comes the Starfall. Check this out.
Leading the way.
Destroyed. So Sweet D and I have a habit of going to bed early these days, which I think is a good habit, but I can't really stick to it because I am a night owl. Which means that this is going to be the last match. I'm really disappointed that we did not get to play any matches on Battle.net. Actually we did, maybe like 1 or 2. And then the servers broke. Hengest will protect us from the machines. Alright, we can play one more then. I'm gonna go take a whiz. What? Dead water drop? I'll take it. Warcraft Drizzle. Thrizzle. It's actually pretty good practice for me to carry against the normal comms because it taxes my multitasking abilities in the game pretty hardcore. From wearing the headphones? What's my stance on soy, says Son of a Biz. I like soy. Soy is a crop that is under attack for a number of reasons. Many of the insinuations about soy are valid because it is one of the most, if not the most, genetically modified crops on Earth. And studies about the effects of GMO ingestion on the body
More work.
are inconclusive because they haven't been around long enough
All right.
to gather conclusive data on them.
Yes, me lord.
Soy
What is
as
it?
a food
Yes,
source
me
is
lord.
pretty next level. You can do so
I go
much with
then.
it, including, it's like the
Ready to
primary
work.
ingredient
More
of
work.
a lot
Righto.
of faux
Yes, me
meats,
lord. What?
which is important
More
for the
work.
vegan movement.
What is it?
It's also a complete protein
What?
containing all the
Alright.
amino acid chains. I believe it does. I have to double
Yes, me
check that.
lord. Ready to work.
Maybe it's missing
More
one or two,
work. What?
which is obviously not a big deal because
More
just eat
work.
brown rice or something and then you're good to go.
What is it?
Soy milk is the best
What?
plant-based milk
What
in my
is it?
opinion.
Ready
Yes,
to
me
work.
lord.
It's the most versatile. It's the most satisfying. And it's ancient.
Job's done.
It's likely that humans have been drinking soy milk for
More work.
longer than they've been
Off I
drinking
go
cow
then.
milk in ancient China.
Ready to work.
Do I have any other thoughts on soy I'm not thinking of?
Job's done.
No. We're not anti-soy by organic soy.
Yeah, we don't avoid soy, but we do buy organic soy. But that does not mean that organic soy is not GMO. It is. I mean, there's probably not any natural soy on the planet anymore.
Job's done.
But it does mean that it's not
Yes,
grown
my
with
lord.
effed up
Yes,
synthetic
my lord.
fertilizers and pesticides and
Job's
all that,
done.
which
All right.
is a serious concern. Unfortunately, organic foods are cost prohibitive to some families, which is something we need to rectify as soon as possible
Ready for
because
action.
To work.
glyphosate on your food is not an acceptable scenario for human beings. Soy is a complicated issue. We can talk about that for
All right.
a long time, but I would say that
Out of my way.
the issues people have with soy, most of it is propaganda
Orders.
because soy is a direct threat to the dairy industry, which is rapidly going extinct, thankfully.
Give me something to do.
And the meat industry doesn't like soy very much either, despite the fact that they feed the livestock soy meal. It's one of their primary sources of nutrition. In other words, the meat industry is dependent on soy for its own sustenance.
Off I go then. All right.
Wait till you see me in
What do you need?
Ready
Yes, my
to
lord.
work.
do.
No, I haven't expanded yet.
Say the word.
Huh?
Yes, my
I'm
lord.
creeping, yeah.
Aye, my lord.
And I just
On
got
my way.
totally effed up. I'm gonna die here unless I teleport.
I'm coming
Yeah, that
straight
was
away.
really awkward. I've never seen that before.
Yes, my aye, my lord.
Give me something to do. Brilliant.
What do you need?
I want 'em through.
Of course.
Wait till
Attack!
you see me in action.
What do you need?
I got robbed.
Give me something to do.
I do not believe that soy lowers testosterone levels. I think that's propaganda.
Right,
I don't believe there's any conclusive.
right.
There's no compelling evidence that supports that claim.
Aye.
What do you need?
Man boobies? Yeah, I mean, a lot of things are going to give you man boobies. Soy does have estrogen in it.
Say the
Out
word.
of my way.
What do you need?
Nothing is going to give you man boobies as bad as cow milk,
Give me something to do.
Yes, my lord.
frankly.
Wait till you
my
see
So if
me
you're
in
concerned about man boobs, then you should be way more concerned about dairy than soy.
Say the word. What do you need?
Aye.
Ready to work.
You didn't know what people's problem with soy is? Well, I think I touched on it. Soy is extremely genetically modified, which is a valid concern. And this is because it's one of the most it's one of the crops that we depend on most as a civilization.
Job's done.
But most of the bad things you hear about soy, I believe, is propaganda from primarily the dairy industry. And they attack a lot of crops, not just soy. Almond is under massive siege right now. Avocados. Anything that's a threat to existing superpower industries like dairy is going to be the subject of propaganda.
More work.
You know,
Yes, my lord.
reputation, slander, attack, all that shit. It's a very political
Orders?
Aye.
corruption, you know.
Yes, my
Wait till you see me
It
in
is not exclusive to crops or even the food industry. It's all over the place. Anywhere money is a factor
orders?
in a subject matter, there's going to be corruption.
What is it?
Damn it.
What?
Lumber
Off I
mill?
go then. Righto. Alright, job's done. I can't build that. Righto. What
And as
is
it stands, food is obviously an industry that is never going to go anywhere because everybody has to eat.
What? Our allies
So we're always going to need food. Making food one of the
Yes,
most
me lord.
powerful
Off I
industries,
go
if
then.
not the most powerful industry on Earth.
Yes, me lord. Righto.
So there's going to be a lot of corruption in the food industry, and there is a lot of corruption in the food
Wait
industry.
till you see me in action.
I'm going to take some of your moon juice. Tax you for troubling me.
What is it? Alright.
Our forces are under attack.
Righto. Alright.
Give me something to do.
Say the word. Right.
Aye. Wait till you see me in action.
Job's done.
Orders?
Aye.
Say the word.
Give me something to do.
Say the word. Orders?
Aye.
What do you need?
Wait till you see me in action.
Yes, me lord. More work.
Aye.
Job's done.
Give me something
On
to
my
do.
way.
Oh shit!
Move it. Brilliant.
Orders?
Aye. Aye.
This is bad.
You see me in action. Aye. Wait till you see me in action. I'm coming through. Out of my way. I'm coming through. Move it.
Say the word.
Brilliant. I'm coming through. Out of my way. Move it. Our forces are under attack. Aye.
We're losing, that's what.
Our allies' town is under siege.
Yeah, because you can't defend yourself, that's why.
Our forces are under attack. Our hero
You're
has
not
fallen.
building enough tier 1 units. No, I said stop producing tier 1 units in the mid game
Ready for action.
to late game.
Job's done.
Rage quit.
Orders?
Yes, me lord.
We're gonna have to 2v1 this?
Under siege. Upgrade complete. Our town is under siege.
Ready for
You
action.
heard eating chicken gives members. Well, look, the breast region, in some cases for males, is the first place you deposit fat. Most of the time, males deposit fat first in the belly region. It's just a matter of genetics, like where your level of proneness to developing man boobs is highly genetic, but it is certainly one of the first places your body deposits fat. So anytime you eat in excess of fat or really calories, nutrition sources of any kind, and to excess, you're going to develop fat deposits. You're going to deposit fat. So from that perspective, all foods can cause man boobs. Certain foods contain hormones that do result in the development of breasts in men, which is not particularly natural. Or at least that's kind of up for debate. But it's certainly not a quality that men desire to have breasts, like large breasts, fatty breasts. They want hard, muscular, Kerchak looking breasts instead. So you can read about, you know, foods that cause man boobs. Chicken, I wouldn't say would particularly cause the growth of man boobs, but it's kind of an unknown because in factory farming, most chickens are fed growth serums, is the best way to put it, which is, you know, really artificial syrup, high calorie syrups mixed with growth hormones and other chemicals that cause them to grow unnaturally fast. And obviously whatever the chicken eats ends up in your body as well when you eat the chicken. So you're getting that HGH, the human growth hormone, and all this other growth hormone shit that the chickens are eating. And that is going to cause some really unnatural effects in your body. Which is, you know, this is one of the many, many reasons you should stop eating factory farmed meats. We know now that you don't need meat whatsoever to live a healthy, happy life. So I would suggest you just stop eating meat altogether. But if you are going to eat meat, try to avoid factory farming meat as much as possible, because that stuff is highly unnatural. She's saying that if you're going to eat beef, make sure it's grass-fed. Well, I think this kind of applies to any animal products that you eat, particularly meat you want. Look at it this way. In terms of the food properties, all the energy for food on Earth comes from the sun and from the soil. So herbivores eat plants, which just literally sprout out of the ground. From photosynthesis, water, and nutrients that are in the soil. That's the most direct food source you can consume. It's cosmic energy in the form of plants. And plants are food for most of the animals on Earth. Well, actually all the animals, but most of the animals on Earth gain sustenance from plants. In fact, even strictly carnivorous animals, what we consider strictly carnivorous animals like lions and wolves, also eat plants for certain nutritional reasons, primarily just because they need fiber in their diet. But what I'm getting at is that energy is transformed into animal fat. The animal that consumes the energy from the plants uses that to build organs, muscles, fats, etc. So when you eat a cow, for example, where did that cow get the energy to build its organs, muscle, and fat? Did it get it from naturally occurring plant foods, which were grown from the energy of the sun and earth? Or did they get that energy from man-made potions that were fed to them in a factory? Or from GMO crops that humans grew and put in troughs for the cows to eat, which are immobilized, stuck in cages, and aren't able to roam. When you denature an animal like that, which is a terrible crime, the result is a very denatured body. And so when you eat that denatured body, you of course yourself will become denatured. This is common sense, but most people don't think about food in this way. They think about food as in terms of macronutrition. So how many carbohydrates, how much protein, how much sugar is in that food. They don't really think about like where that energy actually came from. And in my opinion, that's the most important part. It's just using common sense. If you're eating something that was actually created by humans and raised in a very unnatural way, it's unnatural food, and you yourself will become unnatural. You will develop man boobs and oddities on your body. It will cause cancer. It will cause disease. It will cause premature death. It will cause you to feel like shit, hypertension, sickly. Make sense? Alright guys, so I'm going to call it a night. I don't know that I got a match today that is good enough to post. Just because BattleNet was down, which is unfortunate. Hopefully it comes back up soon. And I'll probably stream either this weekend or sometime early next week. So thanks for showing up. Thanks for following and subscribing. And thank you for that donation, Tyler Riley. It's very generous of you. It's actually like the first stream donation I've ever received on my personal outlets. That's an interesting point of view, says RMK. I never actually considered. Cheers. You'll find great wisdom in just observing nature. Try to view nature in a way that an animal would, because you yourself are an animal. But you know what I'm saying. Before all of the human categorizations and teachings, before we wrote textbooks and started naming everything, observe nature in that sense, and you'll understand a hell of a lot more than you will by studying research and reading textbooks. That's going to get me off on a completely different tangent, so I'm glad that changed your perspective a little bit. Thanks for listening, and see you in the next live stream, guys. Peace out, everybody.